Yo, assalamu alaikum. Famo Ketabake. Let me flip my camera. Badi mbal welcome la nitikola banta bala platform sabo. Famo Ketabake. Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. Kabrin Sunkaro Ketaba program ke. Prior to that, I was also busy with other stuff. Then Dunda Sunkaro kono. So mbal be kontono Sunkaro la. Kadi horma maba. Bafla le ko Ramadan Mubarak coming UDP la the flyer ke Ramadan Karim. So on the background of the TikTok, Alveolo Jekang. Melbourne Jibekang on YouTube, on Facebook, and Bal content Bal welcome to today's edition because obviously Msunkarole kono ulara program usabe kolea la bakele because ndolajan today bisungote la 5:30 and then yet nafilola by the time you come back it's too late and you get tired, so we'll be doing program will till below maybe Fridays evening we may consider doing it at night because the following day Saturday we might rest. Uh, so we'll have alteration in our program Sunkaro, and we're not coming as I'm not going to come as frequently as I used to because of the holy month of Ramadan. But in a short program, okay, Jani Suntayo Basilaja in the UK. Kalbe welcome to the program. Nga duarek alama Sunkaro nemo jila bekang. Alama masatala for the yamfonye na junubolto because Sunkaro wala is a month of forgiveness. Ka hakodani nyoy bepare ka duno ni man satala bulu fanam place njon na barakendo la na sungol sembuta fanam because sungo mo kulete me yalonko ama easy ngaje mo jama ka ko sungo bukanteno bare konko mo ma hani konko nya so ka sung for many hours mbeka men for CJ wala this is afanamu dino la tunkulati for once a month once a year rather pour molka sung and sungola reflection of our humanity pour domoro sonayata melbul one of the significant reasons behind the whole rationale behind the month of fasting pour ika feel the plight of people meyalango konko bela domoro man sone bulu ite meyalango man satala nyota sonandi bulu ika miroke so wolong at least if yaji be konko ka kenyame hadama di balo kono so wolong the whole rationale behind the month of fasting once a year holy month of Ramadan me duala bankola kairo kan me duala tol fon da mali me duala United Democratic Party alama kambe o sabatlan da mal tema na banko me mo Gambia fonantinka men nyini je nga soto isaje self perpetuating rule be an ko adam baro lafta kala ndefa ngo nyung 2 days ago no mole audio ki nyana ben nenkan bari mbeddu no kaja kono le bari ndeni mode nyo sabala janka nyo neng ni me yen nente dankula surtout muso dankula you know tani muso te dal defante la online no ndefa ngo mole defante la mbeddu no kaja kono bara mari ben tratin ganne ko nga fata baroma nga fata tema so malo ni man fata baroma be bona kelam na bare nte fata la baroma because baromu gambe la president te non la jero ta be tinyarol bere nga dua sabanti frewole fanam mel tata serum ni sunkaro ke jang ndefam kundi mum fama be wol konole alama ne manin ko forkela ni sabanti fre to maldo serum ni sunkaro ke nyinang ni man sunkaro ke sabanti fre to mal be to duwe be dame alama la jam sonale ma nka fo jana wati ndol mebe balwola wati ni wati nka si nka mira sabanti fre wol because ibe balwo kono lundo dunia se kenya onya mbebe ndankula man soto lamale alama jemfola because ademo bible olati death is inevitable, it will come and amina wato menna comme momé wululu ngolo nyamen mo buke wululu ngolo mo le ka foy lo me nena ñu dunia ko ne buka kala moté te buka fen lonji mo le ka foy ko ila birthday mo ñi lunka de wuluta tena wolon talaro lo ñi lunkari mo le ko foy so saya lungo fanam mo buka wolon man sata la journée wolon mo ma wolon atitron bari me men duwala rek namina ay tara kunke nola wala nan kanyin sungol ke puruka because ntolu mu mam perfect so tarobe na karola hadama dingolu nka don nyoda kasila sa sunyin politiko kono ka don hadama dingola kasola a easy da bakela anu dunia fon be wala nyame se dum mola kasila e malong man, in a very easy way. So the month of the holy month of Ramadan is a month of is a month where we ought to seek forgiveness. Putting a dani and sungol for masatala mutanye because sungo mukulati me alonko coming out for ye kongo, you abstain yourself from a lot of things me alonko masatala in outside the Ramadan kake kukalembalo mama easy ni wado kono nyomi ngol bebe maborin itam nyomi ngajala membe programme kala waron tol jaran ko le deba kala be bamba mas la bake because tol nga energy sotole baral dem nyomi ngajala jam kata life ha ibuke je live la sunkaro kono bebe maborin because imam hanyi konkonya ba ne mo le live mala isitara je comment troll la isitara dunje sa comment bari tol fongo bu kata live la ibuke je live okay so mbe mobe kontonna mbe duwala banko fulay kayralo mbokay mang la nuyu bu baaxa ba this moy man jelbeni programme si wari koor bi buñ ko commencé on the 18th tombé ak Gambia's Independence Day. Gambia clocked 61 on that very day, on Wednesday the 18th of Feb. Gambia am na 61 years buñ amé suñu boppa gis na independence celebration bi gis na kilifa yi dem fa kilifa yi mel ni Alaaji Ousainou Darboe ak ñeneen ñi the former vice presidents gis naa leen fa gis naa Gambians yi génn nañ security personnel def march pass gis naa Manasi yi ak xaftaanam ak ñaari jabaram yi fa so dokkale ko waa Gambia si independence bi what anyway loolu beneen topic la ndax ñun am nañ independence waaye that notwithstanding for ñu celebrate correct so 61 years old Gambia ba léegi mënuñ amoon third republic ba léegi ñu ngi compter ñetti président xam nga loolu musiba la 61 years old so waaye di ñaalalante jàmmare di ñaan aji juuti yi comme lu ma ko dee wax fii toujours so ñu ñaalalante jàmm ñu yàlla suñu borom yàlla mu jégal aji juuti yi ñu xam ne daaw def nañ fi Ramadan man suma boppa maa ngi remember woon my late dad last Ramadan celebrated together waxtaan advice every Ramadan dafa génne audio di advice family bi this year we missed that he's no more with us ñu ko ñaanal moom ak ñeneen aju juti yàlla suñu borom jégal seen baakaar yi mu xaral leen aljana yàlla suuf ki continuer sedda seen kaw ñu ngi ñaanal Gambia tamit comme 2026 bi ñëpp ñu ngi ko waxantoo yàlla ñu dugga si élection bi ak jaama génn si jaama lu ñu ut tamit ñu am ko ñu am change because ñu bari loolu lañ bugga ñiri ngaaro bi bari na xulo bi bari na waaye di bottom line is lu gën a am solo mooy ñu am change nag mënut a am without us Gambians ñun ñu am suñ boppa yeneen dëkk yi citizens of other countries mënuñoo ñëw Gambia ñu defal ñu change ñun ñoo mën a defal suñ change suñ bopp Sénégalais yi ñoom ñoo defal seen boppa change ñun Gambia suñ bugg a change si suñu loxo la des suñu saagaan fii nag bi Adama Barrow des fa kon ñun ñooy blame suñ bopp ñun Gambians we have failed Barrow try na lu mën a def waaye benn président si jamono bii xanaa su fekkee ne dafa nekk military ruler waaye democratically elected president warut a dem third term warut a dem 3 terms ñaari mandat doy na that's the new order of the day that's the international order right now jamono yooyu noonu ba président de toog ba 20-30 years comme dem si yàlla suma maam suma nijaay Alaaji Sadawda Kairaba Jawara suma nijaay la ak maa si ñoom Yaya Jammeh léegi àdduna bi ñun passé nañ loolu mënu ñoo rewind clock bi to go back to the same di play beneen music bi lekka bi sax lum neex na every day yaa ngi lekka benn cin wala ngi lekka supa kanja wala ngi lekka vermicelle leneen li lekka yàppa dina la iñ presidency bi tamit loolu la ku def 2 terms nga dem toog keneen ñëw try kooku tamit su demee 1 term or 2 terms mu dem loolu ma yóbbu waaye Gambia rek nga dee gis ku toog mu ne du fa génna Barrow tamit léegi mu ngi nii mu ne dafa dem 3 term soo waxee si loolu ñu kool la di la saaga ñu yónnee la audio man sax am na ku ma tuddal fii si benn audio te dama ko def fuufa foog naa dañ ko wax suma number barke déma mu yónni ma audio di ma saaga mu ne man bu ma nekkoon struggle bi man dama call suma boppa MJ because man tapet la ala audio bi jan se play no le fam bari man la fi ka validation o dia mari la mama jabilom ay neng ako ntenganda biti ako because nte biring ya jamira wato nte buka haji diamola bari mala te benu min tole because nte kata nyawo nyante be struggle kono hanin kam fam kumandi jayle la warang Usenu Drame wara whatever but at least my voice was in the struggle and I contributed to GDF what GDF be wole adama baro shindi tela ko do dunta jele yalo ita fulana melbe GDF wole yalo ne kon na contribution o ke jele on 2 or 3 occasions me donation o kala GDF amanjere fam fola jam bari bi wolle kata internet ni diam ta hep yeneng iko nga fata baroma i control kana barola kumufo i camera baro dum fo atemanke hadama dingoti fo malay kolom because ni be nyaton kayala ku bod buki fo haj bola bari ndede momo lafita every day ikata internet o ikal neng ikan castigate ika audio kinyanan ndela audio ninge la mo inte dankula ante respond bar wotati nan tengan dey ndebe men fola baroma alright ndebe na ndebo kan ndema baro neng mammo neng mo yalo ne kon tebo kan ndirke ngamen fo wolom nyinti ko ndolla UK jang tari ko le keta jang nga fo audio le Prince Andrew me yalon ko ni Jeffrey Epstein na file sol me ni diamo ni scandalo membe ke kan American in dunia be yengatu ndolla King Charles na Baba Manso ba mandi ko la fonjama adoma kew police ol tata wala noma ala birthday ala 66th birthday ala lungo kununko itata noma itata arrest iko ay luwale tinya while she was in public office ye tumirol men ka musol lin ka dindingol samba onda ejolu imamuta wala folode angalte police ole amta men nay ko wotumo akake Britain envoyed ali alo ne control ni royal family ama me ba ke fam Prince Williams botana Saudi Arabia te katale man sekunda ke ki pour que envoyed pour eta do ko ke bankoy so ate fanan abe wato le ko wotumo ay confidential information di the late Jeffrey Epstein me alon ko ala ko fela e dunia mamandi molde nyinin ka Rolanda ten jim Prince Andrew atodo don ngole fo audio don ko nyinde nyimu tari koleti ntemamara nyin nana be kala Gambia Africa because ning Gambia lom president of barindingo waram president la close allies so police wolte hanle da mala wala sako president o doma na sungarole kono jumale ba fula nyin kanyim ben foten fofan yalo bari kadijatu aliou jawara kana danku itoli amira barola man sekundate bolaji yalon bir yaaje me fanam biye nyinom ni di am dare dola yaaje me la soparal yene bat bi yaaje me tije lumina baro fa de kala president ti ni momo ka mol nem barola kuola ite mari hakilo le kanyanta because nyaato ko sike nyaawo nya lunki li nga bala baga sol pak laita men dunta bole tuta weji ni dunta palaso already men tuta je wolom boti wo bolungo man sa tala drone wolo ndol mo wolo woten tol bulo kono atatol bulo kono ndol kana katola be yaaje me ba kella sanji mo nim fula but ndol malo lumena botaje but December 1st 2016 ala ko wolo nabe bolaji abotaje so nga example di ko tala ustaz bunjang ako islamo niyo be tubabol le bulo ko mu metaphority tubabol ka mu metaphor ko men mansali malo ngamela fo metaphor malo fo mandingol ka fo la mansali ngo malo I don't know alim mako metaphor ika metaphor fo nyaadi le in mandinga for all of what was metaphorical when ustaz bunjang said Islam and niyo be tubabol le bulo abala jato ben tol le bulo wo mu tonyaleti because Africa inanata jela tilingo membe tubabu du jang fo tilingo tet Africa ma fo tubabol man jenkede tubabol jenkedale because man timma ifananga fasaro kele ikela mobile fasale bari semblance of justice membe Africa tuba western hemisphere jang hana jaje ke sota Africa because president of Doma police olte hanyilo kumandila bara ketanto la jang King Charles Doma kulunko police ya kumandi tataya ala birthday that is historical police ma jibe ko ala wululungolom mbata ngabula ji ala birthday celebrate ala birthday tadala bunda nok e kay sulate la ya sama many hours ya sama question ya bula asita so kono but case ni mambam folode kim fango funtita ko a statement bon the royal family iko be police support lale police yela doko ke iko bring ibita ni Prince Andrew Muhammad itol police metol notify we attend ko the police are independent in Great Britain. Ite amera King Doma mo sita arrest ni Africa bida comme abida ite Adama Barrow Doma arrest imam IGP man fen fo Adama Barrow ya wulul rarata Doma arrest wo IGP wolu ngota ata tinya la palaso iba bayla. And this is not peculiar to Adama Barrow alone. Africa in general. Nko ntolu sunkaro fele bi mo bebe sunna molbe haftan bal dunna konta ngana haftano du nyame ngana morina avodo sunkar sukurol be bola molbe balal ma habe kumala balal ma ha jegal be kumala jana ndewe nati be kumala molbe wisla Ramadan mubarak be kumala ngata jamangol be fala teb misirol be fala teb ni wato kono bari ntolu la jenketa generally ntolu la jenketa tuwabol tin ko melbu ka sun tubabol la nyaton ko le tilintan tol la nyaton ko ti ngani ne fo wala keta kasoti ngo exemple di ngo mama fela be mol nenna mama jabi ibuka commandi wala dimi ngamere audio le commanda ay audio commandi kan neng a konti sayente fotata ndendulale kan neng na audio to na personal inbox ala nendirol bebe na audio fungo bari ngebe mutale ke keep as an evidence because ndema mo neng ndema baro neng ngole ko baro nyanta tilinnale mbe ngalon ne ko jenkobe Adama Barrow la man sekuna la karola li ñun sungaro kono jang NPP nga jumale be alqur'ano mutale ko Adama Barrow tilintale banko dingol tema di NPP ngo men ka samayta alqur'ano mutale ye kali ko Adama Barrow tilintale nsalo ngo wonete believe tale quand même fo ikali alqur'ano la ko Adama Barrow setil ndede ndesen kali alqur'ano la ko Adama Barrow man tiling gamenol damate mais sungaro ko non ta flasta for lay NPP ngol ka bula molale police be ko commandi ba ni UDP nga me yake police ye commandi ama mere Bori Touré commandi jam loya Bori Touré kay ko mo le fo me yalon ko alin silo manta bar NPP ngol ka kele fembu ka boje nko nyimbuka ke tubabu du jang hanata itolon prime minister brodati hanata itolon prime minister fongo ite ina denta bakilim fakilin ni luwati nya luwabe tamale kan example of the United Kingdom ya set king na king be powerful ni jan nyame atalo head of government wala ni prime minister sol ni elect e katale ita king ya wala ikata kangota wala ya pour man seconda form prime minister jang hani karto fighter e abuka man seconda form no man ta king ya o queen because monarchy la bijam bar wodoma police oli wala commandi ala fonya wobe kal Africa banku jumale to ala fonya ko fo sekeno Gambia bibam comme misal fi Adama Barrow la broda o abading o barindi ngoy luatinya for example IGP ya commandi bono nata kala Gambia son dol dungon dol mo misil mo lati tol ka sunnen ka sali ngamran tol le nyanta tilina to babol te me yalon ko koy man la misil me yala e buka kila Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tofo me yalon ka telon katim nabiti atolon the seal of all prophets wol koy man believe wala e buka sali dol bi jefa ni ñi ngay ko mala alala tubabo dol bi jefa ko alaman soto bari wolle tilin tan tolti ali nga tonya fo wolle tilin tan tolti jumala ba fo la jang ko tubabo le man tilin tolti wala na ni nga molje tubab du jang e ko ka tubabo le against ntani mo jama boko d'accord tubabo man timma yela imperfectional soto sakanata nata régime la kurolo ra karola ila problem baba wala fongol much of their problem be ñing régime la karola comme Mengele Vinicius Junior la Real Madrid tubabo koyo ka fay ko itemu sulolete monkey Mbappé wol be funtita ka fasa tuba mo fin players wol be funtita jang Terry Henry wol be funtita jang ka condemn and in universal condemnation national itol fone e problème o soto wala karola racism but na bokoto wala karola tubabo le tilintan tolti yes andun tol fana nga racism domandi soto bi kon tol tama nga racism tol tama tribalism le yalla nga Gambia jël mol bu ka racism fawni tribalism bi ke confuse le ka Gambia no ke ka fo carré raciste le ndol ma racial problem soto na banko kam ndol nga fengole soto ethnicity ndol nga tribal issue le soto hani tribal issue ika jëlen ka ñoo face à tribe la son fana nga soto le bari ngani même vote ngole fo nga audio bonni ngamara audio le moy wo suto sungar lo fo ngama sungar lo fes de lo fala seconde niyo man jido na telephone be fenkala bari ma block khali sa mala no ma block diko ngala no ma block kamte ko ame coward okay nde kan neng as long as imam bulun na wululala ko wol man fenkela niente kundi ngol neng I'm fine with that ni ano kabri so manda fo wularo kan neng ne ndiro diate dama biji ntete nenna nte jabila bar na tonya mbe fulay ite lo ne ndiro ta na ndete na tonya fulay nga fa dak wala fon fi sa de tonya fulay me tonya fulay ni ano yen nen kabri so manda fo wularo bari nga men vote gen ko be africano la karolale wala tina niaji be by and large Africa so na yaman soto je mbe struggle la with all the natural resources nga mentioned ni data Africa konko ika molje mol male ko people are malnourished in Africa mol be malnourished lingi because mol ka balanced diet domo roma nge ko ka subo damale nyanta domo la balanced diet nyanta ko domorol sifa jama vegetables fruits you know subo nyeo ka be mix amanke ko domar sifa kilimo be wol domo la wala ne kay balanced diet aka fundu mo balo nyala ni dara airport de kalon ko mol konko be o banko kan kunu kumbalu Ibrahima Silla na bonyol ni wolu jibe mashallah ngan do ma jele Ibrahima Silla independent to ay ñetti abdu ko Adama Baro ngod ke ñim manke Ibrahima Silla ti amulu ngo be le fanda karal be funere because they are enjoying ni justice minister jibe they are enjoying all these ministers are enjoying they are not malnourished these high-ranking government officials they're enjoying but what about average Gambian ni tata wala situation o jibe ka balafale ni tata l'hôpital to yemul la situation o jibe ka balafale meduna nyin buru haha membe social media mina jele because ni wato ko no buru haha la be kere na colleague Musa Jeng ngala interview la moy la ñu somanda nga bele la moy because kunun tama la moy nga bele la moy meduna fanana there are some areas I agree with him but there are some areas I don't agree with him yeah diamo be wala nyama ni moy kumoke if you want to be an objective analyst you cannot completely say I am membe for Tonyanti, then you are biased. I agree with him. I agree with him. On certain areas, Nanata Bankola Kola, Menyaming, Sutuning, back and forth, I agree with him wholeheartedly on that. But where aka UDP pain ko we are the spoilers exclusively, Ndenama agree wallet. Yes. UDP alone is not culpable of what is happening in our country in terms of the missteps. Collectively, opposition or belum. Ite UDP killing tala, ika for you pain la, then ite for you are biased. So banko, ni la vida banko ebo, ning mol diamota banko kan, iko, tilingo mantara banko kan, president la supporta li funti ye neng. Fole nyina nyanta kela bang. Ano Adama Baron to leka jo, itol NPP ngol buka baro jo, Gambian leka jo. Ningata no NPP da maleka barola salary jo, ndese useli hani heponta folay. Ningata la State House, NPP nate ko sa to lebe barola kodo be jola la domoro anala maintenance banko ta jola, banko la kodo ala dundi blado. Ndese useli minaja nde barola kuma fola. Because ningala kuma fo boy la kan. But as long as we are paying that guy money 500,000 baroka 1 million ole muta karifula dama baroka million muta just 2 months baroka million muta dol be for the rest of their lives in another 1 million sota dol na mana 1 million muta it's balutale wo banko kay na mana 1 million muta so ni alayete de ma banko dingol lete ke o palaso ni be ku ke kanko genkole be Africa annum itol be ba jala television screen ko ye Prince Handro police oli akomande jan Gambia police will false hani president badi ngo commande la bang na luatinya altakela because alma independent so atol ni British police will jumal silata alala British police will silata alala bara atol leka sung alka sali alka jakol bondi alka ta maka lolu fekut fi British police will buka ta maka will buka jaka bondi maybe for ila killing will maybe misil molti bare ngalon ko ila nyaton ko wol manki misil meti bari wolu yika tonya le tamandi tonya na tamati da banko kan dorong development be kala Africa la problème by and large a be mu jen quality bare moment no ala batola ha ning ala batola ka bankol develop Africa be kala the most developed continent surtout Gambia ibo ko lo ni tata Gambia sali wato si molbe ñoo sabala tasalol la molbe ñoo sabala hey salwato sida molbe ikamere be ka ñoo it's like the remote control le mobe automatically akamte be la system ko dal mobe wuli borin dolu dun daji ko dun ani misil mo daji ko tatale ba ngo mbeni ni ngaro la tol membe be la 117 people membe jibe kan TikTok so far ani 149 ngam fotem fo menketa Angleterre janga nana be kala Africa banko jumale king na broda police ol kata o arrest atakela hani wo king ni mengo men diata saki na la fa mo fa fam nga case je janne allegedly lom iko president wala nephew mala ni jumale dun ta nyola dusano ay GDC modole na ko malum fa assault le wo case tata min tole jumale be dusano commandila police ol de hanyila commandila so ndol dun kon tol mu nyimu tilingol te ngatol di amatol NPP ngole adama baro man tiling so there is one problem I have mol ga nyini about baroye banko do kule ay silol do kujan te fo that's not issue for me nte ni man tiling te se usedli te support la nte for me that is the benchmark ni jenketa rek te support la hani UDP man sakunda alaji usenu dabo na nata ngaje ko a jenketale mbafula woto nga baba so ngamme yitala karola de a jenketale de amanta banko dingola amanta tilinke kantama so ninde ko mba support la woto mekala na fikoleti. And I don't expect any UDP member who is castigating Barrow today, ni UDP man sekunda nata jenko kata je you continue support what you be hypocritical. Then you'll be hypocrite. Because the whole essence why we are fighting against Barrow today, because they believe ko Barrow man juma NPP nga juma lebe lola ni internet ko nyoko Barrow tilindale. Achananga debate. Juma le sa fono ko Barrow tilindale. Barrow man tiling. Barrow mbala tilingo fola dame ni NPP ngole loi tinya. Police ole free hands no comme mbekeda Angleterre jam. Police ole man nyambo nyako no jibe. Banku di loi tinya police ole loi tamandika. Wolo mina lola banta baja na ngafo Barrow tilindale. Hani UDP ngole kam falanga. Yes. Nim Barrow tonya tamandi gambe dingol tema ako police ole ko nim banko loi le be jam hani ndefo mo badi ngona loi tinya alta noma. Wallahi ni luolum Barrow e ofo. Mina lola jan bafula say Barrow tilintale UDP ngol namata kukili nyawnya bari Barrow tilintale anumbe lola jan ngafu banta baja bari Barrow sanji kononto Barrow be president yala Barrow le lota jan ka fala NPP ngol ko alka mun silan to lebe man sakunda ni opposition ka hanyim tol dung alka na finga mbal fasa alale so ni ofo NPP ngol ta dolbi je audio bon ye neng hey nendir kana mo dayindi jang nendiro akafo da kolomo la buka na mo balo bala anu nendiro menka fo amulu njaweta wala karola kete men neng amulu njaweta la karola mo kana sila nendiro ngala dimitale but nobody should be mo manya na sila la yen neng because menka nendiro fo wala ka junubo soto nodite ikete men neng as long as man tonyo ndirke fo natre mari fo no nendiro ka mari be joka because ne mo nenga be nennale nadia ta mari ane dino fo man tanaya ne mo neng ay resoto le kejo bari man mo neng ya criticize yela opinion of atata ay audio bla yen neng abula ji atani ala bula nyola ala le be tela kelo kela ndese usedili ndebe struggle kono le nung na nemu jaileti moma mabo so motente na wala ndefo lota janen kafu na Facebook name Honest Gambians leti na Freedom Radio kafu Jai, that was my coded name but it's the same voice alkame moy for voice so nte participate na struggle kono le it is the same voice but mel man participate kono do mol mel yano nge badul fo mol tabiroke do mor wato sita sai ko to letamu mol la dongoro inteni wala jumale banko kanu mol mel yano ngo mona menela voice moy dolbi je mona mala wala voice moy ba birim barona te ko to le batam baroti to le baro kanu nde baro bi nga jenko ga la suro to rek man partner so babak ndele ngam fan jindi baro la boso kono baro man te jindala boso kono nango fali anu menkan den MB baro sulata le purunta nga join NPP baro na la moliente approach le na fo janne de namana NPP nga moy ko ñekoy kam photo ni lu ngomene lañ opinion channel me yang commande mina mari to fo la janne na mari hanita alala ay funta e kal alquran la tengan kal alquran la fo nga men fo bi kon tabu ko mo record let me tell you one thing bu ko mo record nimme mo record la I will give you notice ko be record la meto fo la janne because ntolla jang luwale be Angleterre jang is against the laws of this country kamo record without their consent nte be nyim banko le kan te kan na mojo nyim banko kan be janda loi mba safeguard la hala man ko loi fo la nte ngajel ko is unethical nimbe record la mba fo le ne ko ñun conversation ko da ñaa lafta record la ni sonte continue bari nte record la without your consent amari en kolle ay ofal dinna pour ñanta tala ñame ni ñanta baro fo mit la ñame ka offer dina ka fo ñebe na ticketo sanna pour ngata ni baro mit state house nga turn down fo bi bo fo le malon konte to mu enjayleti ya lon bari la futale no pour nga join la kam so wol wahi dani saret la ka fonde go hayde be freedom leke to ko mon ditende niano aliyafo kabri sumanda fo jomanda aliya jero fonte be ndeyla in fact I will talk more you understand I will talk more nde lota na bankole anu ngana domande on kejele nte contributor ko pour que baro ke president oti boto malum fate contributor bari nte contributor la biko baro la coalition la fen gon tese usedili hani abe kala na dala si clean ta dunta jele pour que coalition so pon tol membe diaspora jam na kudu dunta jele na fulo dunta jele so tol membe diaspora jam warugal sota la pour que diamu adama baro la presidency la birim baro bina fenta bulu ndenga ñi haftano men dum dem men na ndañi haftalo le disenta baro kala fantingol men dum birabita campagne la ndela ñi manke fantingoti anu ndemanke coalition president oti bari ndela ñi haftano wala disenta baro la fantingoti aka men dum birabita coalition la so waya tandiko ni ko dobe baro bulunu at least a français fe nyalama kilim dum batlon coalition candidate ba birada la kuni duma fantingo ay wala jeja wala dum fair enough o manke maluti même be buli ko wala dum that's okay all right bari Gambia nyaton kolu ole mati sisa da be konton ma Gambia al nga hakilotu ni me nyaton kol tombo nga mol tombo belka I cannot do anything about that melko nga Mr. Dabola background picture cover but inte o falina I'm sorry because menketa TikTok fana ninna face man na iben na live news stop la maybe phone move the thing pour ka Mr. Dabola face tandi but ali Mr. Dabola face jele over and over Mr. Dabola face is a household thing okay so that is it so nga UDP la ñu Ramadan Karim fenkole ke on the background ngole ke TikTok jam but modole commenta ko na Facebook cover kat because sita nyame so TikTok fana ni man na Facebook ni ben live stop la because this is just it's not normal, it's not organic. So you can live stop. So if I'm only on the screen. Okay. So saying lafta mem folali wala nyentiko. E ko baroka sambu ku kale do. E be nay normal de mama jabi bi ne fara normal la be audio ki le na be fara den na ka ko ni mam fata baro man na telo. Ako fo nga fata baro ma. Ako fo nga fata baro ma dro. Maro malasi on defatalo. Okay. So left another sign to some of the things member Kekam. UMC la register UMC with other political parties. Namely, the talk is more about UMC, but it's not all only them. According to Standard newspaper. Iko yela application on ying pre-register ying namera party for war lombang. Namera kebamari bojana party obole kono ani party jama et la registration of man successful follow aketa fitinoti kotenke not fitina but aketa buru hahati online ni warobe kono social media be duri Gambia ma fansu bankol I will do my analysis here. And I saw the reaction from the UMC, Ngela platform, they are very unhappy. Kununga na brother je Musa Sedi and Tunko, they had a program, they were giving their reaction. I listened to their program a bit because I was at work. And I think I could see the anger and the frustration. Yalong metaphor and a part of civic education. Gambia, we have a long way to go in terms of the democratic dispensation. Tonyalom, Musa Jaya Komodol Fala interviewed, he's right. We have to give that to Barrow. Therefore, we entered Gambia in 2025, December 2024, 2025, January. Na program of Brikama, and I was very honest. Tonya, during the days of Yaya Jame, many of us would not have the conviction Kata Gambia Kadiamoji Puruka Mansekunda criticize. We have to give that to Adama Barola Mansekunda. Yes, Ntolenga democratic dispensation, Ntolenga Kele, Nyoko here together. But today, Adama is in the driving seat. He could, if he want, also try to wear the dictatorial cap. Nemendi am ay mota ay coaz ay sama police station to come I start nu nyaming. I start lenu, surtout opposition la Carola, but the uproar say backtracked a little bit. All right. But we have to give that to Adama Barrow in a way. Today, the freedom of the press, the media, the openness, Molka Diamo freely without the fear of being attacked, arrested, no more extrajudicial killings in the country. That is true. Lolo Monfonyu Wako. Politics, the Fawara under a digger. Political and intonya lebita. If you try to puruka political use je kafonyi mansuto, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yalo neko ibe memfoka imanto tonya foka. No more extrajudicial killings in our country. We don't have any junglers going after people. Today in Gambia, that doesn't exist. We have to give that to Barrow, our government. But Barola Mansekunda did not bring that. We Gambians brought the change. That is also true. It's not Barrow. But today he is the president of the Gambia, whether we like it or not. He could have also done it. Even though there will be no sacred cows here. There's not going to be like, he's going to be treated differently. In fact, that was why we fought against Jame. The primary reasons why Gambians came together to fight against Jamela dictatorship was because there was no freedom of speech. People there were extrajudicial killings took place. People disappeared. And people like Kanyaba Kanyi, Hanisain. Mojamale Nyoboto Bangkok, and today, Wolmanke and Bangkok. I agree. That one I agree with Musaje. And the Momoko, you don't agree with him there, well, bring out your other narrative. They agree with him on that. Road infrastructure, yes, Barrow is doing it to the OIC, the Rural Electrification Project, to the ECOWAS project, all of yes, Abakekam, but Barrow is politicizing it. But what started covering well before covering Jawarala time, Ya Jamila Mansekunda Nata, it only got implemented. It's been implemented, but Barrow is politicizing it. And he's capitalizing on the momentum kata rural Gambia ka kuramabro ka mital samba ka foko and you know the political understanding of our people, some of them will say barole kuramo samananja. We opposition, we have a lot of work to do. We need to go and explain to people, yes, nyinkata barola timely, but at a man project to amake katela sign atela fenke nyinkata kabrim baba jawra time ECOWAS la do ko la nyindi nyimanka Gambia man sekonade ntoli so wole fono banku dingoli. But coming back to my point, UMC, whether it's UMC or UDP or NUP or Manke Mamadi Bojana Patio Monetifong, I don't know their name. Is it all? What is their name? So name lale. They are public entities. Gambians have a right to discuss anything pertaining to these public entities. NDP, yes, NDP. So, don't remember social media. There's nothing wrong for a Gambian to react to a headline news because this party and this party application is being torn down or whatever. They've been asked to go and rectify. Because I saw the comment of the deputy IEC chairman. Accord they were not rejected. They were asked to go and redo the application. But if Standard newspaper put a headline and say rejected, Gambians will just run away with that, and nobody should blame people for saying it's rejected, because the newspaper, newspapers like to put those flashy headlines because ikalafile newspaper later. And it's a matter of interpretation. It's a matter of semantics. Because the application odundi, you submit your application for visa in the home office. Ya murundila. Go and rectify this. So you like initial application, you already reject, but that doesn't mean that probably you will not get the visa. Okay? So at this point, they have asked them to go and do. But there is one audio here that I will play. We also heard from an official of the IEC, Menko, and UMC unable to get 10,000 signatures. I've got the audio here. I will play. This person, Pa Mama, is it Pa something Khan? Let me just look at his name. Pa Makan Khan. UMC falls short of registration requirements, fails to secure 10,000 nationwide endorsements. IEC spokesperson Pa Makan Khan. I'll play it. I'll play it here so that they should. So, let's remember them. Yes, oppositional, we should not be at each other's throats. And this is where, again, I agree with Musa Jen. And I have said that here. Many times. It's falling on deaf ears, and I cannot do anything, but I maintain my stance. But there is nothing wrong for oppositional Kanyola situation or analyze on their platforms, just like I'm doing now. The UDP application on IEC, for example. IEC or UDP, you need to do under it. There's nothing wrong with UMC or DOI or other opposition parties making that as a topic. We are very sensitive sometimes. And this is where our politics, sometimes things actually get murky and they really get completely out of the loop of normalcy. Nemo public institution, people will discuss anything pertaining to ila operations. Okay, manyan na nyo ridicula, manyan na nyo mokla, manyan na nyo la kontan la nyo la downfall. That's abnormal. That is completely abnormal. Yes. That's why when UDP lost the by-elections in Kiankayaf, I wrote a post and I said other oppositions that were seemingly happy, that was abnormal. Nko moment yana UDP, ni temo opposition, ni UDP lost election, ite man no celebrate la. But y'all don't understand. Ntolu Gambian, we are a rare breed of people. Ntolu mo moleti me alango nin kuya dunta nin mol tema. Ntolu we go nkalafika nyo torande. Mbewole nyama, and this is showing in our politics. Nini mo kuya tarek then amari la fingo because UDP lost in Kiankaya. No more they are celebrating it. Fonte fonga safro ke Facebook because this is very abnormal. So it all for a registration balia. Nte celebrate la. I cannot speak for everybody. I'm not going to celebrate it. Just like because I have to be consistent. All right, I have to be consistent because Brindo lost a Kiankaya funko amount fair for any opposition to celebrate because nimu opposition ye from comment opposition for not rating another agenda sort of opposition dollar down for them. But we can discuss it. And I don't think anybody in the other opposition camp should have a problem, say, who's discussing the merit and the demerit of the non-registration of these parties. Wala nangko na political, dafa delu ganao. Our understanding of democracy, we are still learning. In democratic dispensation, we need to come together, na cool understand. Now, Lonko, it is fair enough for people to discuss things. So, Ninte say who said the discuss jam. I mean, somebody in UMC should go, why is who said discussing this? Then you have a problem. It's just like if UDP, there's a news headline about UDP. All these opposition leaders' platforms have a right to make it a topic. And until UDP, oh, why are they discussing us? Well, we have a problem. We are very sensitive. We don't like to be criticized. We near criticize, we ikanjele kotilo. And yet we call ourselves Democrats. This is the standard newspaper headline. Naturally, it will be discussed. Naturally, UDP members have a right to discuss it. It's a newspaper headline. And what it told Mengala, that's what they did. They came out and to say, no, we were not rejected X, Y, and Z. It's left to us now whether they get convinced. But to say it should not be a topic, that's completely wrong. In my world of understanding democracy, alenga tolerant, the democratic culture, we still need to inculcate tolerance. They say who said they have said if anything is on a national discourse, I will discuss it here. But I am not discussing it in a very malicious way. I am not going to celebrate because this party got their registration problem. I'm not going to celebrate that. But I will discuss it contextually for us to learn lessons. It's a process. And if somebody asks a question, for example, UMC every week, it's a layout, they said it, they have 30,000 on their website, new people that they register. And now, according to IEC, they could not fulfill the 10,000 requirement. Well, that's a legit concern. Then where is the 30,000? Should anybody be angry that Sehu Sedley is raising that question? If you are an official of that party, you just need to explain to me, but I have a right to ask that legit point. So, dollar democracy, this is where we have a problem. And this is not pertaining to only one institution. I have said it here. They always say UDP, we are defensive. But look, if you criticize Sobea, you see there are people coming out to defend. If you criticize PDIS, you will see their supporters coming out to defend. If you criticize UDP supporters will come out to defend. This is something, Mealongo, it is a common denominator among all supporters of all political parties. And it has to do with our democratic culture. Any public institution can be criticized. Whether that institution should be criticized fairly or unfairly, it depends to the individual. I am not going to criticize any public institution unfairly, but I cannot speak for anybody else. If I am going to criticize you, I will criticize you on contextually what is out there to be discussed. And you shouldn't have a problem with that. What are problems, Silul? If you have a problem with that, then you are saying that you are beyond criticism. And there is no institution that is beyond criticism. Certainly, UDP is not beyond criticism. Alhaji Hussein Udabo is not beyond criticism. Talib Bensouda is not beyond criticism. SFR is not certainly beyond criticism. Because the fact that they are in the forefront of these political entities, they will be looked at, they will be scrutinized, there are things will be looked at. What will be wrong is to criticize them unfairly, or to be prejudicial, or to be biased, or for nga dem dekal len fuñ dekut, wala nga tuumal len, wala nga buga yaxat sen tur just because you don't like them. That will be wrong. And that is not peculiar to the leaders. Even new supporters, we should not do that to one another. Criticism, therefore, are constructive, therefore, are objective. But to say somebody should not discuss our story, Lolo Tamit, is not true. If you guys have a problem in people discussing a standard newspaper headline, then you are saying that nobody should talk about your entity. Yes, nobody should celebrate it, in my view. I agree. But to say we should not discuss it and to do an inquest, then you have a problem. For a problem in it. Lord of man, democracy, therefore, a problem. So now, IEC came out and said these people need to go out. They need to go back and do their work. They gave valid things like like LRR, a lot of people call LRR when IEC say it should be Mansa Conco. All right. So those are things a lot of people don't know. They made those mistakes. But now, what about the registration part? The minimum requirement. That one was a failure, and that needs to be addressed. Okay, I will come to Musa Ajeng's interview because I know some people are saying that Musa Ajeng has viciously attacked Laju Usainu Dabo. I listened to the whole interview, but whatever Musa Ajeng said in that interview is nothing new. Musa has been saying those things on For the People by the People. Maybe some of you heard it for the first time. Musa Ajeng has blamed Ba Usainu for the NAD thing, the 2003-2004 coalition talks that they did in the United States. They brought together. He has been saying that on his platform many times. Maybe I told Sain Albamoika. He's been saying it. And he always said, because UDP pull out, and even right now, this coalition thing, they are all attacking UDP. And this is where I will disagree with Musa Ajeng. And I will say this. Musa Ajeng said it was wrong for Dr. Lamin Mane to come out and state UDP's position in such a manner. But what I want to ask Musa Ajeng, was it right for these people to go and talk about winnability, to put their positions to say, we will not allow anybody to lead the coalition who is not winnable? Was that fair? And this is where I think that when we are saying we should let it both sides. You see, I don't understand this. They have a problem in UDP stating its position. But these people have no problem in some of these political leaders going around these platforms, trying to use this coded language, calling UDP's candidate not a winnable candidate. So, Mom, he should not lead. That is okay with them. But when we go and say, by natural default, UDP should lead the coalition because of our numerical strength, ñu ne loolu tabou la ken warta wax loolu man duma d'accord ak ken ci loolu so len wax dara ñun tam am nañ right pour ñu wax dara luy xew ci opposition légui dafa ugly. It's not pretty, it's not encouraging, but comments yooyu ñoo tax because UDP leadership yaga nañoo noppi ñi ñu dem Essa Faal wax na ko this winnable candidate and this unwinnable candidate. Lamin J Dabo wax na ko. Lamin J Dabo ya fole. GDC la mo ya fole. So all of them went to the media houses. This Sani UDP pal. You Sani hair. Even though they duñ tura ba Ousseynou, wa ñep xam nañu wax bobu nonu. Hey, fi so fi wax rek ñu xam wax bi ci kan la mo jublu. Fi kenn dofu fi ken nekkul xalé. We are all adults and we can all decode wahi. So yen wax ngeen ne ñun waru ñoo def li ñun duñ nangu diw sangam lead ñu because do they win election. So ñun tamit ñu ne ñun ñoo amé di numbers, we are the most structured party. Yen amulen numbers ngeen loolu ñun waru ñoo wax loolu waaye yen mun ngeen a wax seen boss. Loolu naka la mëna make sense? Su fekkee ne ñun ñoo toog rek wax yen waxulen ken your statement dina doon hold water. Waaye yéen ngeen wax ñun ñu wax waaye seen wax bi nekk problème waaye ñun suñu wax mu nekk problème loolu naka la mun a how does that make sense? And still on my topic, I want to appeal where I agreed with Musa. Musa is saying the UDP leader be more gainer coalition a talk be in 2020. Why? If Alhaji Ousainou Darboe sense the game that they are playing, for example, is not fair to him, he has a right to withdraw. No, it's a civic right. That's every human being. Man, sumawara andak yo, ma jes ne dal, the game that you are playing is not fair to me. That man awma right pour ma withdraw. So suma withdraw, I'm a spoiler. If you are going to a negotiation, I'm the right to withdraw from negotiating table. Because you want the process to be fair. But before I delve into that, let me stay with this story that I started already. Lu ñu wara def moy mbe menekela alinga bulaje for people to talk about our institutions. And again, where I agree with Musa, he said opposition leaders should speak to their militants to stop this back and forth. And he said Talib should stop to his people. And you see the problem is sometimes when I listen to UMC, I say Gambia mom dal dara do they change. Yesterday I spent the whole day I listening to their platform. They are saying that UDP, we don't do anything, we are always going after them. Some of our people. I have to be fair. They said some of our people. But, when you look at yourself in the mirror, your people are also going after UDP. Yes. And this is where it needs to stop. And this is where I agree with Musajam. Both sides need to stop. I have said this here. There is no need for this animosity to continue. At some point, it has to end if we want to salvage the country. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any political sense. But it's also disingenuous for anybody to say that it's just one-sided. Just like when I listen to UMC, they said it's one-sided. When I listen to some of my UDP supporters, they said, no, it's one-sided. They turn. No, man, this is where people will call me a hypocrite, and I will happily wear my hypocritical cap. I said it is not true. It's disingenuous because yesterday when I listened to their platforms, they are saying that we don't talk about anything about them and UMC this, even their registration, we are talking about it. Yes, it can be talked about because it's news affecting a public institution, 6 other parties. NDP can be spoken about, can be talked about. NUP can be talked about. It is not a taboo that people cannot talk about something that pertains to your registration. But it should not be done in a malicious way. I agree. That part I agree. But this is why Hulobu Yaga, Lila Dejur. Because when UDP lost Kiankayaf, I see some people wrote something on Facebook which was unnecessary. All right? So this is a problem that we have. And you see, Gambia, we always change our narratives. But before I do, on the second part, I try to highlight a lot of things that this Gambia election, coalition election, or whatever, that will be my second part. Let's listen to this audio. Mealonko is the IEC, the spokesperson, Parma Makan Khan. Ngamari battle interview kan jalan nganyela may follow.
Thank you very much, Mboke. Parma Khan, ci line bi mom nak mom moy wax ci lameni IEC. Thank you very much ci time bi appreciate ko baba. ñu ne mbiri UMC jurna ciow ci rew ñu lan mo xew di ne da ngeen reject gaay o da ngeen wax ñu dem defaraat seen keyti bo indi wuñ ñi nga xam ne loolu moom mooy nomba bu mut. Waaw jërëjëf Star FM ñu ngi dalalee si programme bi di njëkkee di leeral ni rek nekkul mbiri UMC la waaye xam naa ne am na ñu bëri ñu bindoon pour ñu jéem a bindu pour ñu mën a taxaw nekk political party yooyu tamit bokkoon na fi di UMC di leeral ni rek ñu jot a receive ay paper ay nomination file ay political party nomination file dem na ba juróom-ñett mooy 8 applicants so si yooyu nag dañ gis ni am na juróom-ñaar yoo xam ne dañ leen delloo seen kayit yi gis ni ndikam mënuñu utal sartay loolu moo tax léegi commission bi ñu gis ni dañ war a dugalaat ay kayit pour ñu mën a mutal sartay di yëg ne am na sartay yu bëri yu loi bi tëral mais mboolem koo xam ne su da nga bëgg a sampa political party da nga war a matal sartay yooyu yëpp moom doy bokk na fi ni da nga war a ñu la war a boot pour nga mën a sampa sa parti bi war naa mu fukki junni nit ñoo xam ne bindu nañ lu ñu koy registré buda tamit war nga in this constitution pour parti bi ak tamit mun na taxawal sa ay political party bureau bi ñuy ooyee regional bureaus ak headquarters ak tamit na wane sa list of executives so yooyu yëpp bokk nañ ci sartay so commission bi bu ñu defee gëstu gis ni juróom-ñaar yooyu noonu ñu bind woon pour ñu mun a sampa political party sarta yooyu yëpp moo mutut so loolu moo tax commission bi gis ni bind leen te woon sarta yi mutut ba pare dañu war a gis ni su dee bugg nañ pour ñu register leen dañu war a mutal sarta yooyu yëpp so tamit di wane ni tamit sooy sampa political party amut lu ñuy ooyee rejection mel ni kenn du la mun a aaye pour nga sampa political party ndigam luwaay réew bi moo ko jagleel mboolem koo xam ne doomi réew la doomi Gambia lu ñuy ooyee constitutional political rights mel ni luwaay réew bi jagleel la loolu noonu mboolem koo xam ne doomi réew bi ba pare am na sañ-sañ pour bokk si mboolem parti boo xam ne bi nga bugga so loolu foog naa tamit war nañ ko leeral askan bi
right so kon ñu jàpp ne da ngeen delloo gaay seen kayit pour ñu gën a defaraat seen toogaay right
waaw dañ leen sant ñu mutal seen sarta yi digam sarta yooyu yëpp mutul so loolu moo tax commission bi digal ni ñu bindal leen ni dañu war a submit a fresh application boo xam ne dina gis ni mutal lañu sarta doonu yooyu yëpp pour ñu mun a sampa seen political party
ndax di ñu mun a jàppale ñu go through di list maanaam ñi nga xam ne ñooy la commission bi wax pour ñu gën a mutal seen sarta yi
liste bi du mun a xam yëpp léegi nii ndekam nekkuma si office bi waaye xam naa ne dem na bi 7 applications in fact 8 la sax so benn bi léegi nii ñu ngi koy gëstu waaye gëstu bi pareekut waaye 7 yu submitoon party application in 2025 am na sax ñoo xam ne ñu ngi ko submitoon léegi in 2025 mooy boori November boori September yu noonu so commission bi taxaw nañ jon gis ni lu mu munti gaawee ñu xool seen kayit yi ba pare ñu jox leen tontu te tontu boobu noonu demoon na depuis si weeri janvier bi duñ romba ñi
so in the case of UNC is it ne 10,000 bi la gaay motalu lan leen motal
waaw bokk na si 10,000 bi mutut ak tamit yeneen sarsa yi mutut waaw wala ko xam ne daal dundu woon na commission bi bind na ko pour mu mutal sarta noonu sarta yooyu yëpp gis ni mu ko def comme nu ko loi bi santaane
Tom Boy thank you very much time appreciate ni ko
waaw jërë ngeen jëf
okay mbari ngolo ñu menka di am teng yeah this is what the media every media should do and this is what every platform should try to do Yalon, this is official from IEC. This is of a spokesperson of IEC. I remember Jangako, IEC buka more reject. Iko ikela kaitule murundila ni mang inyanta menkele make iko taita jande dako ngadem defar sa toga. And I think when we all hear this should be our statement. Politic therefore and a digger. But I have followed for and co. There are requirements coming Saratol me alongo ni bekala political party ti akonyi party worol party said ima fulfill. Yeah, journalism anyininka ko UMC dum fonyi mo wuli tango 10,000 registration yo timmandi le bang ako hani mo timmandi. Yalo banke ko kumoti. Wo banke UDP ngol be tumiro lakan. This is from the IEC. Should any UMC have any problem with this? Just like I'm saying here, yes, it's true that IEC is saying they are not rejected. Ntela politiko ngani tonyale samba. And politiko nyante talo ni tonyala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ikadiamo menke abe jibe kande. So itol fana nyala fala okay nimmo koko okay atol ko every week alka 30,000 register. So mna alman 10,000 sotono. That's a question that itol nyanta ka answer imanyana kamfala wala. That's not like you are trying to belittle them. You are being honest. According to the information from IC. So if somebody discuss this, why should anybody be angry? No. Look, there's somebody here who is commenting here. Yalong alkali kumulu lamoy. Ndeko is a matter of interpretation. Look, nimolbe diamla alkali mulu lamoy. Janalbe jumpla. Somebody can say when they return your papers, they have rejected your thing until you go and apply. Yes. But I'm saying what the IEC is saying, IEC spokesperson, you heard it from the hand code, they don't reject. That's what I'm analyzing. So what's the problem with that? IEC said they don't reject. Is that not what the guy said? No, they don't solve. So it can give a unique bar something, I don't know. Listen to my analysis with understanding. Don't be emotional. Need more analysis la. Because some of you are talking entrenched position at time. When I'm doing analysis, go. This is subject to interpretation. Do you understand that English? All this is interpretation. In IEC's understanding, they don't reject anybody. That's what the IEC spokesperson said. I didn't say it. But I know sometimes you put applications, you get application to reject and ask you to rectify. So if somebody says you rejection, others will do it. But standard newspaper like a rejection, and people have right to go away, run with that. I said that. Standard newspaper put it that way. So, and this is not all me and more being into Kamfala, because I saw the anger when people are analyzing this. People say, no, we should not do this. So I hope you understand my point. Yeah, let's nimble lamoy rokala linkar lamoy with consent, with open-mindedness. Okay, but people have a right to discuss this, and they need to go and explain why email registration are fulfilled. Yeah, Gambia is not easy in the political landscape. What happened on social media and something what happens on the ground can be different. Social media sometimes can carry people away. You might think that you got support, but what happens on the ground sometimes can be different ball game. So not an analysis like on this burohaha. I will give my take. I think, look, let's allow democracy to let's nurture democracy. Let's allow people to discuss. Discuss no manyana kamfala nyokama. Like this analysis I'm doing here, it's pretty normal because this is news. But the bottom line is, Gambian opposition, we have 10 months to go. We have 10 months, less than 10 months to go. We have this supplemental registration that is starting in April to May. Barrow is playing his dirty politics of deception, politics of trying to induce people, giving this 50 million, that is money-making venture for NPP. If a card will 150, they will make money out of it. They are if a kurangal sambale, Barrow betala be ferry kutonata. The only thing we should do is wala nante NPP ngolu wala na ay nganen di rosoto ñu weekend because I want to focus on NPP. They shouldn't have a break. And this is where I said yes. And Musa Jeng, since you are part of UMC, you're small wine alaji Musa Jeng. Advice, bunga just a platform. I hope you will give the same advice to your leadership. Because look what's the platform gane. Sa leader bi talib tamit dafa wara wax ak nitami ñu bay lolou nga wax ci ay Africa man waxuma ko de ya ko wax. I listen to you. I hope you will take the phone and allow that so that this back and forth, because if you operate a platform 1 hour you talk exclusively about UDP, you don't talk about Barrow. That is a mistake. So nindol UDP for a platform or 1 hour we talk about UMC mandiamo Barrow over is mistake. In my view, Barrow should not have any breathing space. Sign the media nyantaka Barrow tongo dete. Don't opposition nyantaka Barrow tongo dete. Wala nyantaka la. So then you know na analysis on this. So say Musa Jeng na diamo. Musa Jeng is in a way abe bause no le believe kan UDP ko Nadla failure and everything, and even in coalition. And Musa Jeng said in his view that UDP lost election in 2021. journalist of ñu nga ko he waji lolu wax la rek li yaga na ko ci platform they lost. There's one area that Garni should have pressed Musa on. And if I have Musa on the line, I'll ask him that. Okay. He said UDP lost woefully in URR, CRR. And when it came to the battlegrounds, the West Coast, Fuyakar Nekon, UDP did not win. Okay. But I have one question for Musa Jeng. I hope he's listening to me. And anybody who thinks that UDP lost the 2021 election. I have just one question and I want an answer. What happened to the 300 million that was siphoned into IEC officials' account? Can anybody tell me that? Musa Jeng, I want you to explain to me. Lan mo jot 300 million la auditors yi wax ñoo dugga ci IEC send account bi. Even according to the auditors, the current IEC chairman 50 million more dugga ci account am. Jokoli. There are others that got 100 million. Can Musa or anybody tell me, okay, you said the 2021 election was free and fair, according to Musa Jeng. He used the word free and fair, guiding down. Now, I want you to tell me that 300 million that purportedly went into the IEC officer's account, what was the reason of putting that money there? That load they got the just for nothing. Hey, Gambia bunyan nasun bopa. 2021 election was not free and fair. So if again IEC that 300 million do go to an account, then muna one is election was free and fair. But you guys who are saying that the election was free and fair, you never talk about the money that was paid into IEC. That is disingenuity. That's dishonest. That is not being objective. So you know what hunted digger. 2021 election was not free and fair. Because doma muna wax ne IEC officers dañ leen jox that millions of dollars is for nothing. Ba pare lu ci gëna lu jëna jaaxal ñu bari. Musa Jeng. Déglu le ma bu baaxa ba. And I want not this is not I'm just referencing Musa because Momo am interview. Anybody who thinks that the election was free and fair, mun nga ma tontu ci li. According to the auditors, when they wanted to access those private accounts, they refused. Hey, if you have money from a genuine source, and auditors here, you're going to settle sa bopa. And again, I want Musa Jeng to answer this question. When the police wanted to start investigation into IEC, Luta Alaji Mamor Njai binda Adama Barone must stop investigation. I think this is the thing that I was expecting Garni, maybe the Fafate, Garmi, I think that's his name, couldn't interview Africa, and he's doing an amazing job. He's bringing a lot of people there, and he's doing a fantastic job. And his program is now on household name in Gambia, and he's doing an amazing job. We have to give him that. But maybe Lila Fate won, because man, if I was there, I would have asked Musa Jeng, okay, Musa, you said UDP lost the election, but can you explain Tumal IEC, according to the auditors, millions of halis winduga. Lolo for what? And again, Lutabo police buga investigate IEC. IEC chairman mune bunyan investigate. Hey, I'm not lending them sobi. And again, if you look at UDP's history, you know talk fi say platforms yi buñ nekkon ci struggle bi di wax ne Yaya Jammeh daf daan such an election and lolu degala. The only election that was free and fair in Jammeh, in my view, was the 2016 when Jammeh allowed for spot counting. But all the other ones were spot counting. How can you say that UDP was genuinely losing those elections when they were transporting ballot boxes? They don't transport ballot boxes. Well, ballot boxes, okay, transport in between. Who knows what happens there? That was the time Yaya Jammeh got 71% or 73% of the votes. I don't know which year was that. Was that 2011? You guys can correct me. I think 2011. 70-something% of the votes. But you know on TSA platforms, Gambia elections were not free and fair. Yes, it's 2011. Yaya Jammeh got 73% of the votes because they were transporting ballot boxes. They were not counting on the spot. Yaya Jammeh got so confident that now you can do counting on the spot. And he lost the election. Without counting on the spot, the coalition wasn't going to win in 2016. Jammeh was going to win. And Jammeh came out and said, what happened to my 300,000 votes? My voters card bu gay lakon yon Tumani Jallo. Alamane mani kafarkelay. Tumani Jallo wolle covered operational ke kataka voters card already. So Gambia election was never free and fair. And I'm disappointed that people are saying the 2021 election was free and fair when the auditors have cleared. Are you saying that the auditors lied? And why is this not being discussed? What about this IEC money? Abuka discussed. When people are discussing 2021 election, people just ignore or willfully, consciously decide to ignore. Even this interview, this 300,000, this 300 million never surfaced in this interview with Musaje. Why the Gambian journalists don't talk about that? Why when you talk about the fairness of 2021 election, you don't talk about the IEC issue? And why, interestingly, when the police wanted to launch investigation, IEC chairman wrote to Adama Barone, investigation on Manyanatala and Fofola affair be stopped. So now, this is the question I have for my dear brother, Alaji Musa Jang. He's a good friend of mine. I talked to him. And if I have him on the platform anytime, I will ask him this question. And I think when he goes back to 40 people by the people, he can answer this question, because you said 2021 election was free and fair. But what happened to the 300 million or 400 million purportedly put into the IEC officials' account? You told me that that was just there for what? For child's play? Millions of dollars. We are not talking of $300,000. Hey, kula wax ne 2021 election dafa free and fair, nit ki dafa wax lu ko neex rek. Or maybe you are happy with the result. Anung jannon e katane molako ba usenu buka win alotale 2021 alontale sambata njaita janale kariketa tenne. So that is the thing. And look, yalo memmina kela dinko me nyonya men kela Gambia nka fole ko Gambia to leben fo batandika ñu ñoy sonal suñu bop. The rest of this opposition, I think the best thing is that he says, let them have the start force. Because what they want us UDP to do is unthinkable. I don't see it anywhere in the world where the party with the numbers, and you know what really sometimes agitates me? They're telling us that we should not talk about our numbers. They say we should not bring that into the discussion. How can you talk about democracy? How can you talk about election and you don't want to talk about numbers? Because election is all about numbers. Why shouldn't we talk about numbers? They said UDP should not even bring the issue of numbers here. I hear that on the platforms. But why? Can somebody tell me why we shouldn't talk about numbers? Because election, votes are counted, they are numbers. 2020, 2026 on the 5th, we know count people's faces, they will count votes, and that's our numbers. Why shouldn't we talk about numbers? Why is it a problem that when UDP talks about its numbers, it's a problem, it's a taboo? And they also said, because our numbers alone cannot take us to State House. But can your numbers take you to State House? No. So I have never seen anywhere in the world where a party with 10% based on election results leads a party with 27%. A party with 5% leads in terms of coalition building. This has never happened. Gambia, unless we are the ones who try to reinvent the wheel. And this is what is bringing all these issues within the ranks of the opposition. So for me, the plausible way right now is for us to have this three-legged race, this three-horse race. The people that think that they don't want to rally behind UDP can go and create their own coalition. And for now, what we want now, I think this is why coalition is a platform, it's a radio. I think the whole stop from Nekani. Yes, Apex is having their discussions going on. We know that. And negotiation can happen. Yes, when you talk about negotiation, people go to the negotiation table. But could I have a negotiation table with a position? But why are we belaboring on this? Because at the end of the day, Jubo am dinamiti. You know, what we should do is to stop Barrow from winning election. And the way we should do it is ñu mëna am a very coherent approach in the whole thing. So léegi balaa ma jeexal programme bi I will talk about UDP agenda because that is very dear to me because that's whole essence of why we have our UDP platforms. UDP dingo be nyanta ñi lon nale mina ñin dia moment kala te lafita UDP dingo li attention page am follow because anu ñing question o ninga ñinin ka mo jamaka dia mo UDP tola ja ite ñing question o jabi la bara be kala malole ti ite ko ka agenda le phase UDP la ni mul tata platform de ko mono UDP for agenda ti for the next election mono na mission statement ti mono na campaign slogan ti. Can any of you answer that for what is UDP campaign slogan? Atul membe la moyrola. For 2026, what is our campaign slogan? And this question is for UDP supporters. Mono UDP campaign slogan ti. You can put it in the comment section. 2026 ngara election la mono na campaign slogan ti UDP call. Bato la ñene kakan. The supporters of UDP. Mono ba Ousainou Darboe ala imminent agenda ti nana represent for 5 years. Ala after mulele akifla. Wolu jam fatale. But munon na campaign slogan is not one term. 5-point agenda is not our campaign slogan. You see, this is the thing. Sombal be danila. Momo mu UDP nkoti. Sutu melbe diaspora jang. Yaje chaptal. UDP diaspora chaptal. Chapter nyantala doku kalale. Every chapter nyantala doku. Wala nante UDP media team. WhatsApp group ole beje alla PR all momo be chapter kono alla PR all benna WhatsApp group all ni buka information o sindalma ali nante se usedli ma ala fanya buka information o ki chapter la PR buka information o ki ala alna mbewo mari nyini kala mna ne buka information o ki ala because ni be dundi na WhatsApp group all kono Seku Kamara the head of administrative secretary always aka kibarol ken no platform to for every PRO to take that information ya sambal la chapter so na la chapter buka soto. Please bring it to my attention or Mr. Kamara's attention. Momo be diaspora ja ite be chapter to. Mafo ni mando chapter to. Ni be Spain chapter le, be gas chapter le. Ibe UK chapter le. Ibe Seattle le. Ibe New York le. And some of this important information abuka futete ma. Alende kundi ngo call alia fo nyentol buka kibarol soto. Wala le Seku Kamara call. Mbala PR wole command lamba fala bari kari wol ko bala fonata almanta la WhatsApp group holto because another thing nalbe chapter almanta chapter la WhatsApp group holto fana take it kibar soto. Let me just put that clear because nibe UK chapter ndenga Fatou Wale Sasile ani Aissatou Ba Fatou Wale me ala gatulon na active PR oti sai ni information nata na diaspora media team do kaya bondi je yafo chapter moli pour yuti chapter mol sa kala mota na executive sa kalamata na branch so la nyato kol sa kalamata na member sol sa kalamata so ni wo manke ndedi ono season mi ngana PRO nyini ngam nana nyinki baro ko fo ni be gas chapter le chama lalo jaite ni ngal be la formule kono ni information me ngani ni ngaje ite be gas chapter le inyanta nyin question answer no ni de be Finland chapter le ngani question me nyini ngajam ila PRO be na groupe kono le because near UDP nka ba jama nyininka imagine moma answer sort of correct sign nga nyininka okay constitutional reform no security reform no will be the agenda ko but memana nko campaign slogan mono na campaign slogan oti ite kata ikati ya UDP platform olto so ni mol ko UDP la campaign slogan ima answer no yalla ite nyanta wala follow faham la inyanta wala follow understand inyanta try la yela energy jama ba weta jani be tra preoccupied with UMC kata ni UMC kata o kari kata ila patiola agenda wo follow master you understand ite nyanta wala follow understand so I have asked this question 5 minutes nobody got the answer and there are a lot of UDP members no it's not country first I will give you answer but melben na media team ol kono melben na TikTok group ol kono wol nyanta ni answer lon na because this was there Abijele. Okay, our campaign slogan is, together we can end the hardship. Together we can end the hardship. Left, I'll be honest. UDP la campaign slogan for 2026 is, together we can end the hardship. That's our campaign slogan. This information was shared in our media team a couple of weeks ago. And it was shared in our TikTok group. Oh, Jojo, sorry. Jojo ko aya asafe. Jojo gisuma sa boss. Thank you. Apologies, Jojo Ndour. Jojo ko bindana ko sehu. So, harama said, Jojo. Kon Jojo Ndour got it right. Okay, because Jojo Ndour UK chapter la neka. Xam nga ñun UK chapter, ñun mom dañ dé def suñu liggéey. Thank you. Thank you, Jojo Ndour. Bati nga ji. Jojo ka aya safele. Maaje. Man Jojo taaje. Bati nga jibe. Oh, I didn't see it. Maybe Jojo dafa comment be dafa dem si kaw. Okay, thank you for answering it, Jojo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jojo Yasafele. Jojo got together, we can end the hardship. Wow, Lola. Thank you, Jojo. So UK chapter le answers to right. Thank you. Thank you. We can end the hardship, not hardships. Hardship. So what will the campaign slogan ti? After UDP called Bay or Long. What am I kamoto? Nin nata together and say bata banno. Okay? Together mun nañu en naka la ñoo hardship bi coono bi mun nañoo en coono bi si dëkk bi suñu mbooloo mun nañoo xeex ñu jeexal coono bi si olof so fulaka ngoto dum maybe do se mako bo fulaka so maybe ngani be fulaka ngoto nga fo sara fulaka nga fa but lafita mo be alon to nahar nenka fota okay somebody's writing it in fuller but I don't know so new campaign slogan every UDP member do karangalon ko na campaign slogan together we can end the hardship. Okay, now the next question is monom ba usenu la agenda ti ngalon first one mo be wolon ne alafta tam jelle kala. That's the first question. Nalo mo be wolon ne wokay wo everybody will get the answer. Jumale ba monom ba usenu la agenda ala tenkoti abe lore mune kan abe tam clean kala bam fo tam fo tam saba ay mune fo akabe jelle kel just one time. Thank you Sane Balama. Tam killing UDP ngo be nyanta nyin lonal ba usene ko ni Gambia ke president one time. Okay, so say ni one time okono ba usenu lafta mu falendiri jelle kala aya fan sasi menna tunkung killing fula saba nani tunku nani so also ofana answer no bang tunku nanu mune be on top ñun tunku ngol be saba mune be santo UDP ko be ñanta ñin lonnal ni nga da president mbe mune kala banko kam mune be kala la doku follow be yalon ko imminently abela follow falindur le fon sambala na Gambia no li Gambia be kumbo kam men UDP ko be ñanta ñin lonnal momo ka diam UDP toyala ibe UDP platform auto ibe UDP la chapter kono be ñanta news lonnal so da nimole ñininka zabona constitutional reform. Thank you. And what constitutional reform of fanang ba usenu ye mune foko aba kala tundu jelle de fona nata rek within the first month la be constitutional sambala namba ay mun time frame le dia fongola because what be defa leer nimba usenu kata presidenti nin nata mo la ba UDP ngol le ko to le constitutional fala ay time frame le keji within sanji killing ala hamolon kanyin constitutional sama national assembly pour ya kacha but within 2 years the first 2 years after referendum oike after leje understand 2 years pour ka constitutional di Gambia no referendum ka kanyu constitutional sama so constitutional reform wobe loring we so dear to him because Gambia no meta kumbola constitutional ale so nyimu ba usenu la nyi sanji lulo abe menkala Gambia pour ka new constitutional sama na in 1997 constitution me alon ko me kumbola la kabri ya jabe biji adam baronata ate afan sembentu wala because I have favorable. So so we bring back the constitution. Okay, so that's something that you guys should know within these 5 years. Ni al nga platform do UDP munal to la agenda ti afoy ko ñu sanji lulo no agenda ti do nga je mo jama ka di am 5-point agenda. Yeah, 5-point agenda will mu work in progress leti. Okay, but imminently but you be melkela. Then the other thing, memekela stabilization of the economy. Economy maybe kumbo kanko Gambia economy tinyatale baluo kole atale kanna bankola fanko economy ka a stabilize ndi in turbulence membe ke kan marsan prices will be select every day kole abe ke kan banko kan julobe selela for saying 110 billion 120 billion whatever. Bring Adama Barrow been 48 billion for 49 billion. So at 110 billion, almost I triple. Ya jamela maralo ni jawra la maralo, julome be Gambia amam billion talulo shi. Adama Barrow killing na kono, ay billion talulo ni fenne kafuje, fatata billion kemeni, dollar for billion kemeni muang, dollar for billion kemeni tansaba. Minister yemen fa ko billion kemeni tang. Bal moluka tambita walale. Bepare tinyaro men fananket Adama Barrow la nyimman sekunda 100 billion sanji sabo ikole kasara na man sekunda. So UDP man sekunda la flamole kala ka economy londi on a very sound footing. Ministries all be talalale. Senegal men bendala jan Senegal is a population of almost 17 million to 20 million, dollar for 20 million, dollar for 17 million. Senegal ko minister malam for ministry momuani worolo whatever. So bango men kam dako Gambia wakani minister palasul Jamal Bel sort of for what? So UDP nindol natambe ministry palasul streamline nangi tala. Ministry dolbi je kawol ke kilinti. Digital infrastructure. Issue of information. Why do you have to get these separate ministries? Abe Pruka Palazzo create Molie. And you added burden cost on government expenses because your minister bake your salary la. A baker mutole use fuel. Departmental cost of running this ministry is high. So UDP in tolbe ministry to be talalale. Pruka de paso talaman sekundala karol. Meet the people to nying billion ol mel kata million ol men kataji 50 million 60 million near budget yeta 60 million spend will baby kuntulale. We will have a very tight spending on president electoral. On the UDP government, altajela nyim pasaro menka ke wotekela. So through that, through our very sound macroeconomic policies, cut expenses, creating productive sector of economy, attract foreign direct investment, now make sure the economy stabilizes and we reduce domestic borrowing. Don't tala domestically. Warning okay, na interest rates also stabilize, na dollars only start ka sembo soto, and that will also wabeda the depreciation of the dollar talalale. So these economic reforms, they are very key in UDP government because banko ni after banko dingo lekona economy le raglendi. We try to trade more with the rest of the world. The other thing, comprehensive security sector reform. Wami UDP la agenda. So UDP dingol be nyanta nyin lon na nalda platform to albeta la campaign la molie ya nyini ka natol na albe munekela. Security sector belbe complain kan ko Gambia security man sector ma reform. Ni aja hani saying Gambia parali ko mol handul non hani mol protest la ka mol bondul nyamin ke dundi moto kono be mol man handul be fana go manke ko den ni mo arrest fa manki ko nyanta ka mari lipale ka kukala inyanta ka ripa fonata mari resist arrest ise sarato dolta but ni mo arrest assaulta a treat like a human being hadama dingolom ya samba ya question ite nyanta menkela ya samba court bari nga jele jam police ol ni mendi ate ka e ka mol bute nyame because wo mentality le bela so security sector ma reform ngana sojarol fana ngi hanyindi ngana security hanan ngi fongol nyandi fongoto ni ngana la first of all nga jibe fo economic fongo nyanta stela Gambia le ba because nyanta rely on our men and women muna nete be jikila wandi banko do dingol woliyete kanta as a president muna ne me lay fongo la ba UDP government is not going to do that. So the security sector reform lale soldier role security police holding prison services aning immigration, these are all part of security. Ila nyanto lunge dila inyanta support men fana soto la from mansa ko nga dila inyanta resources men soto nga dila because ifana mo banko dingol leti ni nyanta moto le soto la ya soto e surta la mel la pour que security marani banko kan community policing UDP ba warandela community policing Gambia community policing tiji traffic policing nabe Gambia ida da traffic police wala kejele la because woto mo domor dulaleti but community policing nin crime sol ka kedami legi tolla angal te jal ka jale police fula be tamala ibe dulal to ibe kulal ba be be tiatale police ol nyanta dala ikatay kam patrol ke amake ko police o nyanta nala le doron nin crime be keri police o funtina police ol nyanta kala prevention is better than cure. So ninga security sector reform ke the final one wala be kala civil service reform to restore efficiency and integrity. Mansakundala dokulalu civil service kajefana reform. There are a lot of ghost workers there. The civil service sometimes is very unproductive. Ika moljo like kata official kono. The whole day they are on TikTok. Need an airport of ika immigration officer soldier they are on TikTok. Ite be doko lebe TikTok. Mansakunda nyanta ka doku watol ntola tu abdu jam. Doku time obi jele ka break soto. Gambia mal fo break ka soto leba. Mandatory break nyanta ka soto. But nibe doko la fane doko okay. Nibe break. And on telephone system, use of mobile phones. Wo fana be nyanta so. Gambia ka jele mol katele official kono be telephone auto 24/7. Jam to la jaw boka ka jam. Tu abdu jam. Ngal ka jele ni mol be life ka fa habari me doko la mbade nga gi. Because doku do e doku to la jam. Ite tar la telephone auto be doko kila. Ini la manager be problem so dal. But Gambia ika molje sako civil service ika molje kabrin so manda fo wula robe TikTok ni TikTok live ol membe be kaje katra be jibe kale be doku wala ani te ko be doku wala ika jele fo moyena ite nyanta wo mari attend la bari te be la telephone old ni wo mari lafto dem le kay ko hana yo do har. There is no discipline in the civil service and civil service will not be politicized on the UDP. Ngale je ba usinu la interview to la yafo ako Adama Barrow ya fole ko modol bi je ni nyininka ni ko hande mandat bladis ak isi sobi ko wol mu opposition on leti so Adama Barrow mo min ko civil servant wol be nganda ni mo NPP supportati womu was fine but ni mo UDP civil servants all they have right to support any party there but imanya actively kanaka attend publicly and nga civil servant wol je jande in the embassies Gotekela on the UDP government, they work I will flag it up. Nga molje janne, dolbe Gambia embassy London jam, ikaturu yaila ni platform to their civil servants, ikoka and people agenda la wafi. Platform tifong ite la right long. Gambia government official of the embassy are joined the platform to drop. You know why you not drop la? Because woma abe luale tinyaka as a civil servant amanya na campaign yoka embassy. The only time when you na la platform to nabe diamka embassy la kuala. Banko dingol Gambia dingol membe embassy wol ibe mako la nyame yo ye rice la kasama plan ban naka na barol agenda la fat inyata drop la hey alinka na sonna mole na lual tinya se folo ni alkalo lo fele baro bi ako wolu nyata ta support la folo nyata kala tolni barole be nata janga o fight nga chele so UDP will bring a comprehensive civil service reform so ngani saratol mem foten ndol membe platform to nalta da life media team ni instruction di every UDP member ka platform to ko alin kan na UDP agenda wafi na slogano together we can end the hardship nin ka futa nyokam be kolea kelela banko kanne kolea mba dannale mun naño je choono bi nekk si dëkk bi ni nga na parti slogan fo alaju senu dabola one time a fon sasi men ko na gagnere one time then you one time wala tamil fulu akivla ka constitution kuto samanan wo fanan at least within 2 years amanke ko alkana fo ko ni natere wani yambe constitution kuto samalana nede because mene be kila the first 90 days abatala still nyin parliament le bije barola nyi molle be tarla ji yala alalon ko National Assembly election o kake wato men akatre atela molle biji fente kala noje because to la majority biji sa block nole but new parliament nata hopefully where it is not NPP dominated then you fall in the role second all so kala molu mislead nga fo ni nata we do one yambe constitution ko to samalana so this is all work in progress but ko at least the first 2 years UDP ni nata constitution ko to mbadila Gambia no lole so alga nga kumol moy secure comprehensive economic stabilization of the economy ka economy ni stabilize saratoli lo na jibe me balu la price sol fanan me stabilize la nyame price stabilization la kake UDP is not saying we are coming to reduce prices stabilization because ni momo tade ko UDP ko mbaro e menke birana da ko me mano da jina la 500 alin kana kufo moli sama they will come UDP le nyimfo mano economic stabilization like wala na UDP ala wodo choose very carefully economic stabilization tol economists will call use price stabilization in another economists will jalabita platform da bafala ko minala will reduce prices because economists will yalo neko every economist knows prices are sticky downwards every basic economic theory law neither if economic karanka university or anywhere they will tell you that's a basic theory in economics prices are sticky downwards. Ask any economist, they will tell you that. So, well, you stabilize, you do price stabilization, economic stabilization. We carefully choose these words. Because don't need other platform they call UDP gold in nata. Me marchandise will be dajin. So ni more sheet 2-3 months. Ya jeko woman ta it will be done through policies, long run, medium. Economists will they use this word short term, medium term, and long run. Okay? Because akamtala ko ni sasa da itata lopitan ye boro dila lo mena fole boro mi buka kenda ya wolum fon ko di akala dose ni ta la cost ni ta boro ni it will take time then aning bacterial ni fenkol courant de mele ka kelele boro ni ka kelele folo so after boro ni overcome isaje balo na kenda ya economy fana be wala nyama economy you inject policies it takes time atol membe United Kingdom dal ya lon very mansakunana they did reforms. Immediately we didn't feel the benefit. It took time. But the model nina de ha UDP na de curriculum ha marchandise no ni momo kata platform de gavale go UDP na de straight away me prices of jinda woto mari ningo kata. I don't expect any of our experts to talk like that. Because this is work in progress. In the long run, in the medium term, in the long run, we will stabilize the prices. So wala ñu UDP la agendalti so nata wala falia jam ka diamu fanan ñu buru haha membe kering teng alama alaya sona yandi alama nga futa point ni mbota sunkarola mbota registration ola mbenga nyatili adama barola man sekundala for coalition for president sabalebe lola bang candidate sabalebe lola for candidate fulabe lola bang wotuta gamino lebulu opposition kachalbe ke kanne fair enough and UDP is part of apex me kachalale na nyaton kol bijele bari nga na position maintain le na position nga clear le andu nin nata fanan fo ñu be sonna to rally behind us fo ite sonna woto de to lebulu ko jammo bu ko mo frosé no but nin tat fo sonna be caring then alenga si se nga jibe momo yelam biro support ko be dialante e back but lafta diamo falan conclure dame alin kakari tariyam fongol jela ningna institutional they are under the spotlight news nati la karola bank molia kacha it's normal, it's pretty normal. Don't be sensitive. What will be wrong in ka kontani nyola downfall la subhanallah amambetea ninga tan tol ko mbemu opposition olati. In fact, the worst thing is for Nima Lafi Funkla don't partake in the discussion. But nyawa lol ning kusifal ka kontani what is abnormal in my world. All right. But everybody to your style, everybody to your philosophy. All right. But once news not alla karola fanang, alkana kamfa aliafu mnana UDP kol benyin kachakan. Because nga NPP nga UMC la diam la dole moyi ako UDP kol damal benyin celebrate kan online. These other oppositions are not, but atol falanka UDP damal attack wax bi ñaar la de toñalom de atol falanka UDP damal attack albuga ñin do attack yalo. There is one thing in Gambia ni mo be toña fala toña mi yete fi we ko lef beta fala jandi because birate mari be fola anyina tale ko tol falanka UDP damal attack wala nan ko ñi attack nalka ñoo attack teng e ba yala alla mishap no na rek do ba fola ko oh carefo ñi nekata amantol the only person aka jumale favor wala Adama Baroti because Baro is enjoying this. Baro na la mol fon iba yala ni wiko be entara LPP nga do la platform auto aka UDP ngola diamo leta ay record ay ajala platform auto na bota ja UMC ngol fa na diamo platform because atebe wala enjoy kan ako ni UDP ngole nyimfo ayta aj definitely instead of Simon Keda instead of told so we going back and forth. But yalong I will continue to give my advice because I will be failing in my responsibility. And that is the part that I agreed with Musa Jeng. And if I diamol them for about Baro, the freedom of speech or whatever, because I owe advice from Ndile. But he was very honest on that one. Ako itola molu nyanda stop lale. That's why I agree with him. Okay? Okay. But where I disagree with him, well, on the election, analysis of the election, 2021 election was free and fair. I wholeheartedly disagree with him on that. 2021 election was never free. It was not fair. Okay. And unte man dama based on something. Musa mom dafa based on election results. Lila baro am URR, kale lila for am why halisi duga si IEC Musa waxul si lolu. And I want him to address that. Halisi millions si duga si IEC. Lord, war nañ ko discourse. Let's not ignore that. And luta be legi policy defuñ investigation because Adama Barrow IEC chairman ya blow likilika na kay ko kanañ investigation start because ñu ne ñetta amut wa ñaari xam nañ wala olof ndey wax so ma emale suma after analysis bi fi xam nga ñun drame ko nangol alte ñun nolat dolbe sunding bari village ambe diamola e camera man to sunkaro kono ñomi ngol fanante ñun nola ñomi kate ñin kala no kata live 2 hours abe diamola alka kadim rasul jele bamba mas akata live sunkaro kono fa kacha ndefale jambe kacha la bari ntolo ñomi ngolu ñu wato kono dolbi jebe larinne dolbi jefo ni ko man telephone oto de diamla no because ila fay mam bambang ala baraka ba ke mbada nga few callers tare malan jumal okay dolbi je jang ngalon TikTok lay wol selendi so TikTok e momo selendi you can drop yourself please. Okay, nin TikTok ye momo selendi ise fa on jende place ni ate mala fi diamola. Yeah. Sane bala mani fatchen mamra TikTok ye also ne fatchen nyomi ngol ka nyinke no de.
Nyomi ngol ka mun kenu.
Ka programo ke sungaro kon.
Andi ya jangami rami tata mono duo le fagola.
Hani. No. Mantade. Bari faten. Nga mal tonyere. Nyomi ka jumale ka live ke sungaro kono ja. Kilim fonni.
Nte biri sunkaro ta fo bi nte ba ke kan mbuka na live de war audio.
Bari yendani bamba mas on ni kunun ne bamba mas for live.
Na bari mfanan ka fen ke ni alla ni live compare sa kanya nole.
Lan songo ngalon sai wo buka diamu no.
Lan na fanka diamu no ma be odi e detela na be yalla tol bambanta butongole
yo ini sane bala be jam bal konton alamana sugar siala you know Ramadan Kareem yo amin ya rabbi alaman ba usenu be president yala mbadu ba NPP fana ita opposition tol fana ngatra president yala fonde ha ni dol boyde patio janjannalde ha yo bismillah malanjo
patio kanyi yemin fo comme se be nyibini karol min nambe du mare de ka fo famo nga wolon ne par min ko ba para dole
kafo mudo wo gay
wala patio la agenda muneti na slogan o muneti comme ça kambulo du nyobulu ka fe kilingoti banko ko nyaadi fam
Together we can end the hardship. Ning kafuta nyokan na kolea bay bankoka.
Ka ke kilingoti ka kolea bay bankoka. Yo, alama ale wote alama ala e Gambia di wol be sondo bo sambana UDP.
Amin ya rabbi.
Depuis kuma fa jawole mu tonyati. Ni ajibe UDP be damin to bi e ka nyin carte fa ni fankana Gambia kono ni Gambia di wol min tol faham ta nyim manke pati kuti nyimu banku puote fankun na monyin
toja
kantu bi nyim banko kata nyaminna se ko nyin sun karo kono to limbe diaspora ja momo yetilini ala temo la min bote bulo ko ne tayalon wota continue no la woton tol ka tol be banko lu milikam wol yake no nyamina fo mol ka baluno e ka doli ma ko e Gambia fana nyanta fa mo balundi no la
toja
woli yake no nyamina Gambia fana nyanta fango balundi no la sa imbe tembo min
toja
bari nin tolbe dipendi mol kan Gambian tolbe dipendi ne doron dali rolem don to rolem dali rolem barola nani mbite ma baroy julo min dum banko di olla banko di wol fango wolon o ton tanga mira bi opposition party wol tema bari kana je se kunte fe opposition party fango ma nin koy manke opposition otia e kanta je nyaado nyama bari tanga mira dol na ta nyoba indo doron ne doli man na banku nyini la bayri mbita mu opposition oleti ite ko andite be parti la kono min kata UMC ibe parti la kono be UDP la kono sa ite na tabo UDP kono iko intolu la fite min tombo nyato ko ti ma woton toli bota jele kan tu nyile la dalilo anda ya tara imam balang parti fa ne constitutional le soto ko banko e constitutional soto nyami
tonya
parti di wol tamata ni wo silole la ntoli be kan nyina fa parti e miomi tombo be wala Woto sila nim patio na ta do tombon atoli yaje ko hani ntolu ko nun nim patio min tombon be wala koma bari ntolu ben afirin nun karle la sayi ma wotombo woton tolu be bolaje ali botaje ali banko min be marali ngala ali nyatili wo bari nyilla platform to ban TikTok to ban Facebook to bay tata da oda an audio to ibuka nyiri moy ka Adam Baroma min be marali na namola kantu bi yemili be fo janko usenda bo nana kama sakunda me reform minkela to Baroma nyana o reform lekela ba andu ni usenna tay o reform ke amake UDP ayake banku di wolle
tonya
na security section to na reform ke jana fabita banku di wolle kam amake banko di wolle na constitution buko na ta banko ko ya fansu buko so to UDP la kante tarraje banko be la kamole be tarraje so sai natol nata muna natol ta kachala wala for UDP teng usenda bo teng
Fatsen continue diabola ya moy continue diabola mena okay
for UDP teng usenda bo teng UDP teng usenda bo teng hani nga moy don la bi TikTok to don koy bente fe kuni be diamola do ba fola je ko ni ala sonta 2021 UDP be kumbola le foy ke nyafita ntol be sirin ka jelela and wol UNC molle atol kal UDP be mun kumbola kantu ni UDP anna tara usenda wala mawin aboyta to nyale UDP la duwanta wati mo laftela mbiro wala win bar mo kidi na be win sai ni wo win tamune be UDP kumbon ni wo boy tamune be UDP kumbon dila wala kantun taw ko mon te ka folen ka fon ka foti ka fo nte be UDP le andu ka Usain Dabo le support andu hanna taranu itamata silo min na Usain Dabo ma win ya dole tombonnu mbe wal mari mbe bulala wala no bar hanni Usain ne boy ta watenta kumbon dila sana kon ka kumbo fa nyaaji ka soron mbe mu de wonna de lafta wonna man mbe banko kan be den kunna mbele kunota ning Adam Baro win ta kole ya mbe baro fa ya fole akoni tambita sanji tawale buke ke ku wolon kote sila momi yewo fo sai nali et sanji tanni luro dilo yaro wo hanna e ku ke mote di yamla kanto aya ko indalla al kanan keje nali en keje ngani min nte fenke no la kanto aba tarale min bebe ko kono nyanta min kala ngadi ken baro fi ate do ku bale ke do ko dango mo nyine andu baro ma min ke no ni sanji tan kona ta ke no la kote ke so sai ni moli be o ke no la atol katalo ko ha ite winna jang ito ibe kumbo kala jang jumale be kumbo la jang ne UDP ma win jumale ba faata jumale fa faata jumale be kumbo la ko be o banko ka be den kunna mbele ko kan
yalo fatsen mela kuba kundun defa wo diam sifal bala fa fong la warsa because ka foko ning election ko dan debe celebrate la le among ika bankola koro ika wala celebrate yeah
so se ko bari ajibe bam sai IEC e to lanyim moli ba fo kan ko je IEC e rejectle itoli fele tol ko UDP le be o celebrate ka ani toli mi yalon ko UDP ye election o min ke ko kiyan nemba UDP kiyan kayaf NPP ye o min soto mami re tol fintre hani itoli celebration o min ke NPP taw no celebration nyili man na pour ka baro kele nyim patio man lombe sonna wala la nyili man na ka baro kele nyili ko man la fi 2026 itol buke mira wala ke mira 2031 nela baro 2026 dum itol ba jelale ko Henry Gomes e minfo Henry Gomes ko nguur bi dinañ ko puuci patch bari ay toli ko itol koy ba jelal ko UDP dinañ ko puuci patch andu ni UDP puuci
bari yalla wala na Musa Jeng advice fatchen because I amaro dile nkay ko hopefully afanambala nyaton ko advice la ko ñi ñoo bayindo ay même fois ko parti flol be ñanta stop la le kanyo against thing ako te nafa so la so I hope afanam advice dile internally ila molo because defo ke la platform o jele kunung the whole day ya beke UDP lady kadiam ñing UDP ko la reaction to this standard newspaper la ya safe ko reject la man ko UDP ko la ya fo standard la ya fo so ngamre told they should have an issue with standard newspaper not UDP
ni mi fota news to
mbeka wala analyze
hani news to ngame fa ñu Friday le photos de le banki FM ye news mi bonde ko ya fa news to ko Usain Dabo ko ate minje nyiliman ya nyinin ka talibe nyol biye nyimin ke ko jam faye wala ke Usain ko ntama je ko jam faale ntama je ko ila la finna ko
molo yo
ban sa iton be fa ha imaje ibe diya mo la ko ba Usain fa yal bar yalo tol man mimira ya je kumo bu ka do ma ka moyle ba Usain wotelo la media ko ka fa ye jam faale ke mu jam ba Usain so wote ba ala
alfaya tamira wala
ba Usain ta fa ko nyiri jam faale ke jam faale bari ito dunia o be yalo momo sondo mo e fatebe yalo na ko jam faale mo nyitti ibe taran wala moli kono nyaadile ini be kukiling je moli fankana finti ko birin 2021 man sin to be ni programme o kono ka je ko ni man talibe ke nyinti be bolam fango yen oto wol ma wo jon programme wol meta o dilo kono le so wala mu jam faati jam fa ko mo tata nata se kunte ni tebe kukiling bar mbele ka fa ha yara fan ku dole be ta kono minni wo man kiliya na fintita wolu ba fa la fa sen yen jam fa ni doron na mu jam fa so sai ni moli be wo fola ni bawu sen we mi ko bawu sen andu bawu sen na miro la woti moto o bondi do la bawu sen fi yela la finna andu mo alif ale to woto lola ka fa ko yen jam faale bari ntolu woden tolu ntol mi yalon ko malo ka fa mun fa kido juuto samatole ntol kol de jam faale so sai yego e kanyi celebration o min fa ko UDP la ka celebrate il follow le a julo du mo le julu du man di julu jola ko le ata julu du c'est quoi baraka ngam wol so yena
baraka fa sen sabale thank you ngata sane balama fana ya baraka bake ela contribution be ala sane balama bismillah
Assalamu alaikum, Sehu Balbe Conton na Sunkarola.
Kole Sunkaro me no ko falsa ne balama.
Ani defele me mit pa de da fa la bi.
Party ko nangol bi de normal.
Party ko nangol. Iba ya jele abaraka ba ke Sehu. Ya jele tol we should be very glad alhamdulillah minu botam wol koto. That one of the issues Ntenga Min realized during IEC Funtita and they spoke to on the Standard newspaper. Now, first thing Ntenga Min noticed, how can a team which are national organizing members of the United Democratic Party exist for how many years? It will run the local government administration of Bondino against the administrative regions in the country. This is very, very sad. I don't know the national organizing team. They did the same blunder in their own registration. Ibo fola fana ina iko ya taraje ko ye mol minito ta ya sent to IEC. Some of them will bantal.
Oh really?
Some of them are deceased. So how can you
newspaper IEC all over, right?
IEC you will say how can they have deceased individuals in those lists? Possible tanyadi. So which means what told me data or how did that come up? And that is what we're talking about. We have to be honest to our electorate.
Fanta, Malofo yalo ne be live lebam. Fanta, but not mute. Sorry.
Yeah, I do remember some time ago, and a jargon boy soto nunjanaba explained kanko atiala colleague soto le mi ya lonko. It at a formula 300 formula diala kobai force abemole register la ayesamana. I mean, I'm not saying all of that are correct, but you can't get these basic administrative things wrong. So people will come and ask your integrity and things that.
No, yellow Sanabala, and the argument is, I think the reason I even brought this topic here.
Yeah.
Nyanda Gambelo Nyanda may understand that once you're a public institution, okay?
Yes.
And there's a news circulating about your institution. People have a right to discuss that.
Absolutely.
What will be wrong if people discuss it in a very malicious way? You understand? You understand? But what IEC is saying and what the media house is reporting, that's fine for us to discuss.
Well, and again, this word of torn down and reject, Atondi Sehu, it's the literal meaning of torn down means reject, diffuse, Atondi decline. If you make an application for a visa, what happens there? You are either torn down or you are rejected. And then they expect you within a timeline or limited period of time to go and reapply.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same word, whether it is rejected or it is turned down.
Yeah, but yellow sometimes they can also send to your lawyer or to yourself to say, we need further information.
If
we need
someone
this.
turns you down, you have the right to appeal. If someone rejects you,
but now IEC itself is saying that they don't reject anybody.
Now that statement Pamakan was wrong.
Hold on, Ablai. Let me finish with
Pamakan Nina Teleko ate CA rejected. I mama the Quran rejected. So that is not to say. I think it doesn't mean for no co. It will more stop them from their constitutional right of applying for registration. For registration.
Yeah.
But they can't say.
Was CA rejected then?
CA was rejected. And
no. They I think they were not presidency or not, but CA is a political party.
They applied to register and had problems similarly and they were supposed to go to court to have everything sorted out. And it's the same. They have that right to
No. But Madam Sade, CA is a political party, aren't they?
CA
is a political party. No. Hold on. CA is a political party. I think where they were
it's a political party that was rejected.
No. For something, is it presidency? Not my party. CA is a registered political party. No, I'm a presidency, a candidacy, political law, something like that. Something.
Which is fine. I think 22 parties in the country, they should have to review mini alonko. They don't even have a office around the country. They don't even contest in any of our elections. So obviously, Inyanta deregister a long time.
Yeah.
But one thing happy to me at least sign. IEC is coming out and talking to people. Now, what my problem is, they are now answering to standard newspaper and to journalists. Muni atina na bantanja word when things were going wrong. Ibuka funtina kadia. Jamal be on.
But dollar network among Fenkede. Okay.
No, Ablai, there's a sound coming from you, I guess.
But I'm mute. Yeah.
So I don't. What I'm saying there is they need to come to the public and tell the public what's happening. If there are claims such as Uncle Larinol, if Eco Baroy, 84 million, I will jam between Alcalos and Safos, they should come out and tell people what is happening. Because it will main role as IEC members and commission is the integrity of elections. Name more doubt sort of, and where you have National Assembly members coming out and talking about election but election inducements. What is happening there? If the actional mental, I think they should do that. Now coming back to the other matter,
okay, hold on before you go. Somebody wrote a comment on Facebook. Kalajula Sankoy. Because CAA was rejected during the presidential nomination. Yeah, I think he's right. Yeah, rejected during the presidential nomination. They do reject people. Yeah. No. They were not rejected as a political party. They were rejected for the presidential nomination.
But at the end of the day, the role is it is their constitutional right to apply for presidential positions, to apply to register their party.
It's just before Molly misunderstanding sort of on the platform. So they were not rejected as a political party. They were rejected for
but then
presidential
IEC
nomination.
saying they don't reject individuals. I believe they do. Because if you don't accept them, you reject them. It's the outright statement.
Yeah.
But funnily, tell after Damin to explain that. You see, it is not good to confuse people. Let us be honest to ourselves. Natray to go, it be naleka ilafta Gambia uniform la inanta ilafta coalition will be not together.
Yeah.
Don't go and make separate on the stories about UMC inanta formation okela after a rural area, and then they can tell everybody, you know what, then tie to UDP, then tie to NPP. Are you actually trying to help the situation, or you are doing a mockery of what's happening? And what audio is going around in within the areas that we are? And what that is bringing in again is Musa is causing so much of problems within ourselves, rather than Atebeming advocate Kanko. He's actually trying to make Gambians who coalition all come together. He's not doing any of that. So Ngabula mean two-faced business. I guess we should stop it. The parties coming together, or opposition parties coming together, is key in our society.
Yeah.
But then again, we cannot for control a personal problem or a personal vendetta. We're trying to sort that across in a different situations and in different meetings. I think that is wrong of him to do so. And I'll be very glad if you have that video as well, or audio. I think he shouldn't do that. Again. Ako UMC and all oppositions nyanta come together, a coalition of form, yeta rural areas, ya formo ko hamdalalla, sani lel nyukasa, then tai NPP, then tai UDP.
I listened to his whole entire interview this morning.
Yeah, but UDP, are we in presidential role? Are we definitely governing Gambia?
No, Yala Musa will obviously Musa has never been, UDP has never been his cup of tea. You know, he hasn't said anything here that is new. Now, for the people, by the people, this is what they do. I think he's never support UDP. Abuka UDP. Aka Maslaha Halerek try to be, but he never support UDP. So, and they are saying that it will be meant for UDP and NPP long Gambia problem. So they should bring a third force to go against these two entities. He's been saying those things for a long time now. You know?
But you see, this is the thing. He's not helping the situation, and we're going to come and debunk some of these information and making things harder after enough for UDP Lil and and secondly, the other one is a new conundrum, by the way. a new mist been started between the last few days. Yeah, eligibility, electability is now draining down. There's a new topic talking about how Bawusenu benu UP Bawusenu tata PPP, and now he's UDP Nkolko Talib Tekenola atitalo own party, atitalo own formation or Keno. How does that make sense? I don't know if you understand that. Kemo said it on iAfrica. And then there is this guy that's from KM's GDC, Nyang, Ofananata iAfrica breakfast program, and he was mentioning the same. Now, one of the things in the Gambian soul sometimes in a situation or can the simple understanding if Bawusenu was definitely part of PPP, Bawusenu be the cases all time against Gambia government doesn't even make sense to me. And I don't think that statement is correct. And now I don't know whether Ntola media are coming to go out and tell these people that whatever you're saying is not the true reflection of what happened. And secondly, Fana, whether Bawusenu formed his own party, that's incorrect. From what we understood, Bawusenu was invited to become a flag bearer of the United Democratic Party.
No, Bawusenu never formed his own party.
This is the thing. So this conundrum is now beginning to make social media rounds. And GDC picked them up, and now iAfrica is being stated as well. So this is the problems that we're starting to see from these people. Rather than we focus on the big cake, the big fish, they thought that it's just good that you see every day UDP being UDP now, and it's really very frustrating, honestly.
Baraka Madam Sane, thank you for your contribution. Os italo next janinga keba kindeya. Os wejalaba. Malam foyte salatala ba Mr. Os Fati. Usman Fati, ibe jele bang. Okay, keba ide eta nying badinga te drop. Te makalam da fam.
Na brother se ko nambare na konton sun karola nambare mu so be konton ide jite no be konton. Okay, se ko kam ta like te be sino la mu mamul june no. So but neira da man ne moy be men kacha kan ta be men fola Gambia no le kalbula molul dat, you know, yenana yela UDP kan ni mon sola ya foto mon man buke ma de, you know, buke ma but ni ko be landa tambo ko be diamo be siala nak yen kera mon folo parente rol tole en kela moyle tan na folo banko di molie anto duen ko lo kasila na nyalon sin kumba kan ndol be ko men na pour ni alpha pride mu te house so kelo nyinte, you know, because falo na e dampu ni adam fal be kala falo di bal nim falo e mandika kan wala ma ko no,
nga ono sana malika kan woti.
Okay, thank you so much. Ni nanda ko dilo ko don do be kelo menna ko ale inde ma ko mando bar kelo ni bira ban nin ko be lelo ko woni wanyala mina nyo malele so ndala ko wala ko la re bari sun karo ko la dia mo man dia pour banko de mo do na dia mo na wululari na kardo di dad ni ne amole
ke bayam re fana hanja sugola bam.
No, ndako mbor TikTok la le so no. Bro, I know.
Ngajere ko sumo no le baraka, thank you. Thank you Kewa Kinda baraka. Dembo is on next.
Okay, bro dai baraka ma ale jo. But ndebita we bita da mindo. Al kana hakil fula janni ma vi ni mo ita na da motan ke jibe an motan ni lulu fa bi ke da jibe. Ni ma UDP fa baka sele. Alfa la ni lo jan TikTok ni man to fo e man viewers soto amma jarite na live yet dia. Okay, this is between 30 to 100 people can jibe. It's a big platform. But okay, this example tanga mo local dunka frente ko mo ama motansi. So one thing of party do fo wala ngok ma do fo wala na example ni na da ji ma min wakan wala na ni sonko din kan kuma jawol for the promote interest kan kan nyame woni ni kuma kendo mana mo do la mo la munna mo jamate viwla viwla mo jama kana viwla so ni mi pala ndanga na wala na bla do ne da janne ni ma viewers so da ma dirite na live ka diam TikTok ko you understand so okay pour ka video UDP for ndal bla do alkana mo da ni mal to mo duke jibe mo don ko platform mo jibe jang mo ni platform mo jete so ko di musi bidoti sama di maso mo jama kana offer ne pour que la live kana TikTok mo ni ma UDP mo ay na jibe bi wala tabla mo tan sabala ba
wala mo ta du da tamidala bini typical na more than 700 people ka jibe do big platform lo wala nyon dol mani dal be wan ma sinil ma UDP for mote e kuma ko da interest la mote jibe la je okay sebu ndara be bira da do nyumbe mu pongo kiki pondori galma pare ka bankolo bon yala da sam nga fa mande ka kawa digara bon nga ko janna bo eti haji do nyaado nya mad min wala you understand comme ça de kenya juruma ba fele ko kenya tribo fele pus tribo fele ça jumara sona ra ka joni doka na pus tribo be tere ra ka joni kenya tribo ka ya ba dura ba ñu politique party mo pare wala ka joni budi ina mo abini mana na bu wala ina mo ki pondo. This is the meaning of pushing pull up there when you're ready. It might have been that year, Lee. That man was not for when a new political party, I don't go to a man for that the UDP and it gives a pushing pass on now. We remember Tata another one of get out of the Carol, and then go down. I'll call put over kind of Saturday the Carola. Now the Maco when we are from Dandina, a bon dinner, we at the nothing else, Yasani. Okay, hold
on, Dembo. Ajara to Jenaba, Malo for Alan against Taliban for TikTok like Salandiba. Hold on. Okay, I'm mute. Okay.
Ite po yalo sai. Ite man dipite solo. Ite man fongo fonso. I will clear on this. I see a reject. Among you man today. Now platform go. I see you political party be reject. Because Bangola Nado Tato. Nata do the 2021 I get a jane. Yeah, we take a Muda Massacre, Bangola Cola and your poor paper Janio Muda Massacre. Billy reject. Muda Massacre and those, but on one Bangola Colia. If a Kunkolo level in a Musol need a family, for all your continent, warrior, Pankamala continent, Pankama, Gambia, but lower. So I see a Jalim Banko, Nina, the far ending, a Kamurun Kamurum Masarakan, Cat and those. What a one party or less than 2 million. How many political parties like a low?
Yeah, Gambia party or Seattle Bagger.
And Seattle is 2 Senegal 130. Get it for some time, any potential Senegal 137. Political party in Senegal Bangkok. Less than 12, Gambia less than 2 million. How many political parties in fair? When there's a new president, you know, Cartel Kuntum, welcome Bangkok. So you get that. Political party, emasculate from Kosovo. You answer a reject because they are tired.
So then, boy, a party could register Bangkok and Cody.
No, honestly, when you put take up and get the Bangladesh like a Kenyan. Get in the Bangladesh. Near the Kanamu Manzana can endorse. I mean, you don't know Mazakilo, what better for Manzana. It don't work in Kanamu can endorse. What a Bangola Komatai Bola to answer, you go Bangkok.
Okay, Abaraga Dembo. Thank you, Dembo. Momo ni la epoch. Jayas, it is celebrated. Dembo. Dembo Abaraga, thank you for your contribution. Momo ni la opinion, Abaraga on democracy. Thank you, Dembo. Budo, Badinga Ajara to Janaba Mas, but Janita can apply. Ajara to Janaba Mas, Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sehu.
Edimbara, Ramadan Mubarak.
Yo, Alamama be Ajara.
Amen.
Jari, you know, to Moyata house in the State House.
Amini Arabi.
Allah Kila Home.
Allahumma amin.
Sacrifice o menke bankoe, mo kama. Ye ko be taki mi yalon ko mo ma taki ye ko ke me yalon ko mo ma ke ye ko fo me yalon ko mo ma fo mo ne ta ko fana so o kama bebe duala plus do ko kama bebe duala follow mari jam do ala ni bebo nya ko moto ala kana na batal kenye kin fonti
amin ya rabbi
bari sehu jawya siyata ba ke UDP kanne jawya siyata bari payrolem fana yeko kude ni diriyan kono barako kitaje drum yaw fo jawya ni tero siyata ako na ke woti bako ni dunya la history be jibe mobile menu tambita
islamo fengo fen nin ka fuko hani United States fango jani be United la fo no jawya leke ke lo leke ko leke sa ko me yalo ka be bete yala jama jaka tilingana ba kere pour ka kere uratina ti aje UDP ni kere ni be la den kante ala la manta de wato na la fasaro wala wato sita election jenu Usain Dabo yo wala lose election lose fa bandia de se ka election lose o kanta le sanga kero woni wala ni ko ya woni membe ke lari wala mi dila moye fa ina mo ya lon ko bela fengal ba wala ni lo sa election wala ani ko yan wala kakanya so anaki ya farona bata na de wo be how many years mo min mo pati me wota Gambia be nyala jang mo be sirin tek nin election o boyta wato len wala ka kole ya ko be boroto lo Usain Dabo ka wulailo wasimola UDP wulailo wasimola ko tenke hana tara ko mo be buka tara active wo wato because mol man tara haji mol kidol fanan kabo because of dictator jawo min biji mo fal be kala mol be yemanna UDP ko le ka yeman nim mo fata UDP ko le ka fa nim mo mutata UDP ko le ka muta nim mo butete UDP ko le ka buti o ko ya be keri nyawnya musu nganal nin ke kendol yete wol city ko pati yonin de fala fam futata bima so nin tinga mol de ka hani ibuke mira alala ibuke mira fengo fenna ibuka bala faso ko ibalo ko ko be natarante fama le tambita nyina onte fango le tambita nyina on ba ma tambita nyin silola e kasi ke dati UDP da kan ke mo jawolti kan nen kapati de ka bulara ka doya kan ko hanni ma ne yebdo er sifa do ke bala hanni ya ne fa wol fisata woti abenga ni jawya itene ne dunia banku jumare de hanna tara business wala fa ko se utebe $20 invest la nyaadi le tenga 100,000 invest teni te kan
no bo ko ke dunia dawla
o be kino la nyaadi de dunia dawla mu pati yomi yaron ko quartier fay na te si nyola yo ko han tara be musla le barin ka contest le woli na ti pati yol min yalon go 0% 5% dol bi je hani la kabirol fanko ne man kanyeji wol kan ci sol konko ko lon dole be tol bulo ko do ko ni molte de no ko le sono mi yalon ko apati ndinti je pati bata je be kanya nek se bu jumala be sonna wala nte de nte sonala so itol kadi mem foten ko musa den kadi mem foten ko ani ikan menu sabe ga ko UDP ko le ko ha moli na le kan UDP ma fo ko bay fo so na lankan UDP na parti li dani nte abelo lale ndo bula la tele no mani me lafte ne lankan because to len pati badi andu so fo no dawda so nte dal nga mira ni coalition ko ni yeme fo wala mali ni bula je ni me yano isaw ye turempe nan sewu birin 2020 birin 2021 election o botala baro man jele jang election kidi man tambi jam baro jele tamen nade man jele ni election on be tambi ala la demaro kande o demaro ala istayno le tan na lingan tew siti na doko ka nyama ni ala kita inshallah rabbi be bawse sto ko state house andu baro bala alliance la birin ni election o be be kala to man ala soto nimmo man la nyoga UDP kunkil ngona kalo wa fay pasto fana ko kataram adinga doko ke ngana bututo na talal ka fu nyoma nga doko ke nyeni ko wala be ta gambe na baro boddi gande wala mu bampira kayroti bari ni mo man ka ko menu kana ni menu botan na patiyo kono tek minu be mo ne no men na seku mo menu sita jan duniya be nyaale ko mo wuli tan saba
I got 30,000 a week it all register
30,000 people a week yena murutu ko wal yen man na 10,000 people bondi no ka
well that is for me. That's what I don't get that, because if you get registered 30,000 a week, then you should easily fulfill that 10,000 requirements. And what is a question that people should ask, Janaba? Woman ke
but defend dalilu juma kan fatu nyata ni kala dalilu juma kan abo defend la be mun la dila mol nyakoto hey nyone ne wala banta jam mol yesu tele amanke ko itonya la bawse ne fo la right lem pour kata mol yo respect le la right lem bari da tasapila wo kan nyame ni mboro tate ko be sapila fendo kan ni mako to na be fo la nyokole lembe tama ka bita wala ba mutala to ni mboro le tata so ndibe men fo ka fo ko yidi ko ba celebrate kan ne fe kan tede ntema mola ntema jawya ngani ya moy bari nyato ta ntemo ngani UMCA mangani bi andung be sundi nyawnya mangani bi mbunta duwale fana kuna la siso nyam talanta duwale nsedwe sima yani kende ya lambe 2026 feke but victory ning ani nyatu tambo duwale UDP le because wole yo deserve government we deserve it because we fight for it we fought for it so
dindingol men yalon ko ye kulu nyim pati ko nole ba usi mu dabo e muta la fita nyin taliban su dala fala bango bol ka kiliya ina be dokku ngo man tane ne telephone ci ka jone nga call kay ko ite mol be ko ite lafta talibla la katambi mo be be taliblo nan kay du mol ka son kalen kamoy akonyo ko no yalon hadi musol fama damma ka nyu kiliya ala dingol fana damma ka nyu kiliya am fa lafta kare lan teti akonya tara al bere kanandi akonyo ko mu miro leti but in more be no, it's not like that. Because you particular enough for Sikali Taliban Sudanulata campaign or a banko be yai. More be nyala ja more will take ya so may follow can nenema yellow platform of Mato Seno Dabanga Carafalma election nala 10 Kuma Kalabukalabu Katlo for the Bafra UDP Masakunda Lola and Babu Senu Tobuka for G. Molio beso kan son kanyana ko be ke bawse nu natalo I call her UDP de key tonya la UDP de key because ya samana na UDP ya approve but mo la na flo ntini teni se ko be na kodo wala dun to campaign ko na ite bo campaign ko kala nyaadi ite be mol onda mayna sutal ni mol kasi bo mol kono suto na tatela alba fle nga talib karafal ma nga pol ka be pol falal kal be mol onda may ka wala tin ni mo ke molanda te ya bawse ni yanga ni reke patu yanga ni reke yena na flo tay tate ni manya ka wala tin I koto pello na wala tin la patu yete genera telephone fo te genera de because ye minti molla dimin tabake to nimbaro ni 2021 talib be suda kasi ya ko election o feata atenene ma faka man fea
but yalo go nga musa jem fanangela the same thing for it's contradictory because nga be tol fon ko loopholes kata election otole so ni ko loopholes kata je so how can you say that it's free and fair at the same time? I don't understand that.
Yeah, because nakali mo la bedia mo ko registration ni ngati so ni registration ni man fair
yeah election man fair election fanga sunya wala to fanga janaba so aning janaba 1 million ol men dunda IEC account wol dunda je for what
wodun taje mena se wo mo be yolo ne ko
so ni musa jeng ndema manana journalist o man nyinin kawo fana because ngama nyanta nyinin kala so ko do men dunda IEC account wol mu dal dunda je bal ngama fana nyinata wol ka nyinin kala
but nae nyinin kala because itol yalo ni ko mo kita balanati hani kay ko karo fela sa fay ko nyita karoti ni kay tilo fela sa fay tilo mambo folo adama di ngona kita mo balanati ko balani because itol be yalo no ko UDP dem party biggest party di dem yalo ka se baro boy ni no mo be yalo ko mu UDP reti so na tare til lafta nyin dama la pour baro e bujje gambie taha mo be banko eta tilo wala ni tonya munati ne ti marali itibe bole fa sum patieto patio mi yalo ko le to kurkure dunia ko beke ale no kumbe ko male bo patio tal kal bitato be sebbe jumare nyinin kan wala na ale nyim malu baska le ka parce que nyim malolete parce que nyim iba mo le scam kan kay tan mo lo ko mo wuli jelle be mbulati na jarga na fo to nyale parce que jarga la dia ko man say même fo to nyale so ibe menna ale wanyar wala yala ala ka harbe do wanyar tan ni nyanta kala talibi we ko kolleti anala UNC ye ko ma jibe bake ye nyanta kala we ko kolleti ye ko ma jibe yalon ko bank gambia di ngol tambita nyina la say pour que nene mol kudin tal mol ye politiko samba nyalo ne ka fo be nyin dala so imoto gambia be sanolo ko di fanata talibu la be gambia be sanola men so nte be men fla wala nyi we ko kolleta ko mur bake fa pete ya doman ngam mol jela dum biri ma tombo dol fitita la kampo ne ka ko wi baro
oh really wow
ante ko kala bari fango nyaale yaade mol ya safo num te kam fa batale to nimbe be nyo kam be ko baro mon betem be baro kele kan bite ko lafta position o lete mo soto mo do ya soto dutal alfa le tite marali o ko man o kelo continue foi ka fa ko wi baro so it's mean ite bulari UDP ite man tara bulari UDP because of bankola interest o be kule nyinin kanji ifango la ko tam anu ala ka hadama de ngo wanya sene yalu ala mo man ala yano ala dambale ala yano si ya jembe ka fe wuli keme jelle babula be winna ifango ya fajani sign tulo bere kay ka mo la boxol te ka duni tak motol ko ni kata ika UDP ko jindi silol kay because ni eta
yeah
abe wi la na winta ja sawa sa mol se kumbo nte den te ka kumbo le te mu ka tanu ko kumbo fang la fa fa la ba ko ka ko fo ala fana nyaate mol la ba ala nyaabe nambi en kan katira yaaje bulo ko dama ko kiji bal mo buka ala yaa
mo buka forcer
rin ala famo parete yaaje me kama afara muro afamo la ya dadia afamo la dadia bira ko sport counting dora so san dem fa man fa bula o futron yaaje me ketaten ala na ta gende du be so nga yaaje me tanga bondi yefer ay mo jelle fa bara bondo mo man faaje bar janna be bondi lay mo jelle fa bara te bondo le sono yata ko bi ani mo man fa mo fala bondo we sono yata wala na mo man ala yano men faranta fa usenda ba manke electable candidate manke alati manke kilati ada madde ni be belief la ibe fem to itaraje hana tare be dino ko dumo ni ka karanne fu ka stalile ka sun ka ala dani baru mate na ala so ilafta menna e ka stigge fa sa ye taraje ko si biti kirim pendro ko ni fata ni masu to dunya ba sala kiyamat barni ala ko ni alamante society se hu so lente nyata nda hala salolale nim politiko mo lati to do wala kanteng mbe mune kan bawo mbe toñare kan mbe banko le bondi kan mbe mulle la life safe kan men yare ka kure ka talo tanu to ka fa because of body man stuje to la life be safe we can selfie save nim to selfie tanu mbe sile te london ite to kura na bi me jaar ite to kura bi me jaar indi ngol wonyo ale indi ngol be so ton tita bule za fa no I don't care eta na ko dire je ngana ite mo kere te se wu fele siri ilo sunde ite fele media mu raja abe mune biji halola pour na banku dingol le menu ben ko ma nimenu denta pour fana be da hala nyami no beta gambia soto tonya so man ke chanti ibake kan banko ibake kan ala ndu ala sigi wala dunya yidi wala alkiyam wala na ni be tonya kan stigge ni be tonya kan kana fisal ni be tonya kan kana murko ni be tonya kan kana boje tuje ala be tarala jede insala ala be usenu da ko tarala ni tonya kana ni tol men ba ko ni 2026 nan kana ala ni kari ba hormo to
amen ya rabbi
c'est a celebration la Gambie
inshallah
a safi ko ko yala ni being 2021 tamita baro man jele election na do ni election lo be kala was one baro be boy la
inshallah baraka ajaratu janaba mas thank you for your contribution so I remember for jambenga me Martin Robert mbajela so I apply on next contributor apply then after Sunday man jam for back in la jam kala vom pisa altale nak apply after Sunday man si atole abam in Europe Yala Brian to Sunday all about Sunday.
No. Saturday.
Sunday or see that jele, right?
No, I must see that's the demanding in about 35-36 minutes.
Oh, 36 minutes, okay.
Yeah, 36 minutes. Okay. I think today will be 9 past or 7 past.
9 past 7?
9 past 6.
6. I think I was 7. It's past 6. Yeah.
9 past 6. Now it'll be all.
Kana model kijo farandi. Dollar jam be 5:30. We have an hour to go.
Yes. It's a nice program. I want to talk on two subjects. Like one.
Sisla, wa for 1 hour. Sisla ite buka Zoom. Sisla buka Zoom. Asa la for 1 hour to go.
In the morning.
Oh, your late night program also the kuno. Yeah, it all got funny ke TikTok la ba. Oh, Banjlal. Okay. Okay.
This rejection coup. I mean, I think this IEC manumina at the Diam. I don't know why I go Diamo because they were rejected. Not banned or not stopped to reapply, but they rejected. Because one was Malaka about coin and Nyadile. Yeah, rejected. Sometimes you apply ID card.
Ela mofula le afo, ela deputy chairman ya safero ke Facebook le, and ela new spokesperson. Malong.
They're trying to make it nice.
Okay.
It's a very embarrassing with all the lies they are telling people. We have 10,000 every. They go to radio. They say this government had.
Yeah.
We have 10,000. We have 30,000 in 1 week. So now this thing, expose them that they are lying to the people. This is deceptive. It's very, deceptive. Definitely. It's a good opportunity. Willie Tang about record in 1 week. I don't know. You for Molia, Molia for that. So I got more Willie Tang. It's very embarrassing. It's like they are caused, I think. Mantra fair about. And the rejection IEC Mano Kemuko. Maybe you're just trying to make it nice, but then they can have visa in reject, apply for that. They can ID card in there form of feel cool. They mistake of good therefore feel cool. So you can reject it because you don't meet the criteria. They might meet you and they reject. So this is simple. For more understand all now. I think call communicate to make it nice, but that's what happened. Okay? And then the second thing I want to talk about is Musa and Musajan. Certainly, I've been listening to Musajan since 2009 when we started Freedom Radio. Because Freedom Radio started, my brother called me because now contact he called me. In fact, I'm one of the first Gambians I made interview Freedom Radio for them. Yes. I am called Fonyenka for Bole in Europe, Alira Freedom Radio. You know? But Musa Jem, since I started listening to that radio, Musa Jem had one of UDP. I very jealous against that the party leader. I will not say no to that. Yeah, and the other time I tell you, but the way I see it, because more near the more Sanji Tandem thing. I bet the amount of cooking was born for the Kaula UDP, the Wuliala UDP. You know? Yes, I call it Musa no longer than their channel, tech fancy call UDP. You know? And they gaslight UDP. Your UDP right now, but like why? You don't want to change UDP. You are too small for that. But if I'm barke, so go Google buy, go Google check fan bahut. You know, the guys, you know, trambulating in the radio, sitting, saying everything against this party since 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. Anytime they start, Musa Jen is invited freedom or any other platform about government politics. Instead of we talk about something good for Gambia, he is after UDP. This is real. For some of you who don't know. For me, I don't listen. I don't mind it because it's not a surprise. I've heard more than what he said. You know? And I can only allow UDP. And they fed UDP. Not a UDP, more had not. Fen Burela.
Okay. Ablai, you have a perfect opportunity. Hold on. Ablai, you have a perfect opportunity to debunk what Musa said. He lied about NAD. So can you tell us, what you know? How Musa misled the Gambian people, because at the moment UDP pull out of NAD. So it was as based on what you know, for Gambian, or you have a perfect opportunity to tell the truth to the Gambian people.
Based on what I know, I've said it in different platforms. I've said it from Freedom Radio, Hello Gambia, in these platforms recently, TikTok platform. I've said it in many other platforms. NAD coalition. They have almost the same problem. This primary thing came there.
Okay.
Some parties want to go for primary. Some parties don't want to go for primary. But in there's 2 or 3 parties that come together in after UDP, you know, those things happen there. But there's another thing very important. This happened and it backfire on them. That's why Ahmad Ba lose his seat in Salum. Because according to what I heard, Hussein told them not to register NAD. Let them just leave NAD as a coalition for the parties, but let them leave their parties registered as party. If they want to make a coalition with NAD, they can just go on like that.
Yeah.
They form a coalition, but let them not register NAD as a party. Halifa insisted with other politicians that no, they have to register NAD. Then they have problem. There's another problem that arose in that also, in that issue. So what happened? They registered NAD. When NAD was registered, Fatoumata Jahumba was the deputy chair, speaker. When the MPs came, there was a sitting at the parliament. She said, these parties, they are member of two entities. So they fired them. Everybody can remember that. They went for by-election. And Ahmad Ba lost his seat. Ahmad Ba was very angry with Halifa. Then some people said Ahmad Ba was hard saying Halifa think he know everything. He was very angry. I heard that, yeah. Somebody said that in freedom. Yeah, Ahmad Ba was particularly angry that because of Halifa he lose. Because what happened when they went for the by-election, they pumped money in the salon, Ahmad Ba's place. They do everything there. They do intimidation, and Ahmad Ba loses his seat. So that's what happened. So that's another issue. So how can you say that it's because of UDP you pull out from that? This is another issue there. This registration of NAD also is an issue very paramount this.
But Abla, was the leadership issue coming Musa Kamemfotenko? According that collapse because of the leadership issue. So yeah.
Particular leadership issue was there.
Okay.
What UDP's position was the same thing.
Yeah.
They are the biggest party.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then in their first meeting that, I don't want to speculate, but somebody said in my presence something like there was Wajuara OJ and I don't know Wajuara OJ and I don't know this man. There was even in fight where I think according to this guy, the party leader, UDP party leader pulled out from that discussion there. Something happened there.
Yeah, that's what Musa Olefo. But the thing is,
not pull out. That pull out doesn't mean that because the mountain fund, the mountain pull out. They are not bend the pull out. More than a but the mountain pull out. This was discussion was going on. So there was not like okay, they have discussed eventually going you never gonna lead that what he Nico never gonna lead that pull out, you can say pull out, but then the discussion was going on. You know? So it was not exhausted, put up eventual control. So you cannot say that no, you cannot say that. You know? Not the leadership issue begin. But then and pull out when you matter or not bend the pull. They don't reach any discussion.
But Ahmad Ba also pull out, isn't it? Ahmad Ba also pull out. But the other like the interesting part is Muna Nebuka Ahmad Ba blame, but they just blame UDP and Alhaji Hussein Dabo.
It's just like the 3 years thing. They don't blame any opposition. And then certainly, if you go around the Gambia, you as an elderly person, as a Gambian, as patriotic Gambian, you promise Gambians that this guy Lamin, if he's our candidate, we will just say 3 hours, 3 years in Parliament. I'll be mukia baleza sir Gamanole I'll be on I'll make a political call. So was Sanisa was Sita, Omari Manji. I'll tell him Gamanole defend no. I'll promise or defend. Until I go Kamala more killing the cup. Remember a prisoner was a prisoner. Until I go Kamala or the people should check you people. In Antalon, I'm gonna carry. Or the Salon Gambia injustice, you know, and in Tonya for Bolialabo Bangkok, or them be problem.
No, Musa Jeng is always been is always antagonistic to.
You can it's 3 years on you blame yes. But why not those people?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bank with a candidate of 3 years old.
If I know recess no, isn't it? Yeah.
What just think about no. Something is wrong.
Yeah, because if I know a statement of counter, no, you imagine a day. Yeah.
No, certainly if I'm there, I'll either go to my two or Baro. That's what I go to my two Baro and continue, but the end of Yamula. That will happen. To show government that this is what I promise you. That's what you do in politics. You know, but more okay, it could be more blame than fishing. One statement, they will should come and one you didn't call things like no, borrow 3 years now. When you go to Befo, you defeat our Moko Befo. But Dabo was kind of compelled because of our leadership. He was compelled to come back and read that statement. Borrowing more than 3 years now. And that's not his position.
Yeah.
But he was compelled because of he don't want to abdicate his position, his responsibility as the leader of union.
Yeah.
He sacrificed to read that. Because but still now they don't go after those leaders. For yes, we need justice in that country so that we can have peace and then development. Apart from that, ano nyinko offended je apology je ka foko alinge bula non demo bula la ndeta andena mo bula kama na ko blame pati ko ning bana sacrifice everything keba kindeko aliye bula so ite ko alite bula la no keba na no I sacrifice I also sacrifice for this part I lose a lot of things for this part yes mo tana ya ko benna ibe ko la ko to la ngeje ita nano you defeat kana wi. That's not our objective. That's not our objective. It's not about UDP. It's about Gambia.
Yeah, we don't want seriously. Alaman be tangala Adama Barola Ganyola 2026. Alaman be tangala.
So Nemo okay, it could be Kamola in Kalano to the UDP gaslight. We're not gonna take that. Me personally, I will not take it.
Okay, thank you so much. We have two callers on. Sunteo Manjam for Bake. So thank you so much, Ablai. Thank you. Now Ansu Nyominko because Brinko Nyominko Bukadiam Nyominko the Selekan Nanjam. Ansu is here, one Nyominka, and Best Mommy is also here. Ansu, go ahead, please. Ansu, Ibijalabang. Nyomi gol sungaro kono biga diamu no fang. They cannot even talk.
Sedili, assalamu alaikum. Man be kontra abla, mashallah. Ma kan ta fan concert ting be jibero la. Biya ma mo nyomi ko ngalo se individu. Ale alo. Mela mo roll la ni maybe fan ni noise bantanal ke katu.
No noise man age mute. Bigo ngala ko nyomi ko lalu ga hanyi diamu la sungaro. So
bari ntafem fola jam mol mam mem fodoro yaje duniya kana nyokunami ninga nyokunami sain mfutata tilol to me alonko jaran katilole bekeri yake wati me akaboyka wo wato so nyimmolu ifangola kebarole boyte kandoro bantesi mem fo molye do anga focus na patie kanga ndabo ila kutu tuma inin kumol binale de kuma dimiri wol binale bantena nintani mo idiam ta jamasa ko ninselti la platform ton ka fala la hakiloto nite iye bodula ne ko to imeta dula fana no kat nite ite bota dame ko mol movement.
Okay, sorry. Dole can call online, please. Don't call me.
Mol na to pati to bota jele mol me for indino so ifana ye haklo to be mem for la pati masinin samu ifalansi jarno bari nin ta confirm sedili fama baraka sila yamira mol ta ben koy mama baraka ite si baraka
no yalo one thing inyanda mem fana stop la nte ka jela dia mol kono an wolo nyinti ko saying some of them amanke beti some of them are even questioning Kafoko UDP iko all along to lose election and that is very bad because because need to be UDP no but need to be party kono
election oketa mintu mabiri UDP fenko that and then man fair so ikana mol batandi ye be menna do yawa ala fon le tolu tenkeren doron so ye fata mol nante den tente buke na haji ti toluka tela hajo men ka wala ndoro UDP man sakunda na mu natanga sindi 2026 ate bayala ala kana bayala mari ala man niesi la ka ala ma la UDP man sakunda no ni baba ita state house ko no wala ben da hanna ndia mo bir al nga focus ngabdum moluka ngolka chandi ikamel fo molie na tandira ko kuso torinte nyina ga keri nyina ka kenum fana nyina fana mfota bire nyim wol keta TRRC senandiro keta otole so munande itol telano la wala ku dol mel be fota molla tele jamal kono so munande telano la ko wole kake election o ikaliye molla bot fenkol sa ballot box sol sikaliye ejentol be jinda leta konti bu ko na le na kale nyina so mo defem vol bebe deri woka sa jol sina sika fo nyimbuka ke winning candidate nyonya abala fa warta da badi del si mem fo mbe mem fo no law iye anin tol mu mebe al nga focus doro dans vie molete ala
baraka bake nyominko thank you so much another nyominga so le na platform mo intervene another nyominga answer go ahead
ndoma la ke wala de sedili ba sedili yaje inte la famo kilna la kuma fara jami Musa Jeng yaje Musa Jeng I think we should have had enough of this guy. This Musa Jeng has always been very antagonistic to UDP progress at all times, no one exception. So Musa Jeng, let's keep him away completely from the issue. Musa will continue doing this, and who is he after all? Nothing.
Yeah. No, yala monala akofonga tobe. He went to iAfrica. It's a widely watched platform. He said a lot of things there. We cannot ignore some of the things I meant because iAfrica, iAfrica is widely watched. Gambia beleka jibe. So some of the things that he said there. And the Birako election was free and fair. That really shocked me because anybody who watched the how things pan out in 2021, and particularly IEC auditor layer from UDP for 300 or 400 million went into the account. How can anybody in your right frame of mind, Kafoko 2021 election was free and fair? Something must be wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong with you then.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But sorry. Seriously, Musa Jeng, you don't expect him to say anything less.
Yeah.
Because Musa Jeng, Musa they are fresh in our minds. You understand? So now we can debunk it.
Yeah, we should.
Musa is nobody. Absolutely. And that guy is a tribalist.
So you saying he's an alleged, that's your opinion. You say he's an alleged tribalist? Is that what you say?
No, yeah, it's my opinion, but it's not alleged. He is. According to rhetorics near follow by this guy, Kenya, everything is all based on tribal.
Okay. No, it's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Yeah.
It's my opinion. Yes, honestly, I take the full responsibility.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's your opinion. Yeah.
So certainly, another thing is apply what I mean for. I keep saying that over and over. UDP Hussein Ben Mile Tule when they had this agreement. Now they had the agreement. Then Hussein Narako, Lua, the 5 years like definitely that is the law. But saying many Bali Kako Posu. Everybody kept quiet. You know, moment time for more baby daily. So all of a sudden, how is that going to work out?
Yeah, because when he said Grimba Usenuko Mote Adama Force, Honorable could have come out and said no, that was our agreement. Yes, we know we knew very much that the constitution of 5 years. The other coalition partners, the late OJ and others, they could have all in fact, they should have called up a press conference. Okay, coalition partners could have called up a press conference. Go, this is an alarming situation. We have UDP leaders saying this, but this was an agreement that we have. So we just want the Gambian people to know when we did this agreement, we were pretty much conscious of constitutional uniform. But they all kept quiet. I think probably, I'm saying probably, I couldn't read their mindset. Yeah, I think Ansu, a day like today, because some people also probably they kept quiet so that Gambians could blame Bausienu if things didn't work. And this is what some of them are actually capitalizing on. Because, look, in fact, they don't blame Adama Barrow in this. Adama Barrow is the name Bilabi. Adama Barrow le nyanta ni onola. Yes, Bausienu ye memfire for but even against that. But Adama Barrow could have said to Bausienu, no, okay, I know what he said, but then you let's see the bunko nga nyimfo. But Adama Barrow kept quiet, but nobody seems to blame Adama Barrow in this. They wholly and squarely blame Bausienu. And that's unfair. The blame should equally go to Adama Barrow.
I want to remind a politician who among the masterminders of that coalition came out after that statement from Dabo that for him, after 3 years he will stand and then make sure he defends the 3 years. But then when UDP were fired from the cabinet, this politician rally for Barrow.
I know that politician you're talking about. Yeah. That in fact, apply that politician said Ate resigned from government after the 3 years, but after he went ahead to campaign for Adama Barrow. So yeah. There's a lot of this. So I'm so sorry we took your time. Go ahead. 5 o'clock. I'm going to wrap up in 8 minutes. So go ahead.
Let me give you 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, OJ, I will tell you about the OJ ko ito neta bantaba day to Gambia Bangkok 3 years later and they'll stick that. I think the same OJ after UDP is kicked out of the government, I think that behind the scene, Kata State House, Katandi Baroko, the small political parties, a team up against UDP, and we had that information here, and that's what happened. 2021, is exactly what we saw, and that's what happened, So, new opposition party, maybe including the ruling party, it only being in Yatano UDP.
But answer why Janaba Masia for Janajara to Janaba Masia for Jako, Kelo Water UDP La Carola. And it's like UDP is like a punching bag for all this with the NPP on some of this opposition. Everybody's punching the. What is the reason behind this, as far as you think? I don't know why UDP is coming under barrage of attacks from all corners.
Yes, because there is no reason. Hussein being the leader, Moma Hussein Bulo Mutako, and Yinkuria Karlek, and Yintapalea Karlek. And then man so by UDP Jaco, Blada Patio Blada Cool Economy Alonco, a Patio man also to lead the country. So say it will be a Jawi mean for a negative statement for UDP. A base Menakan. They have no base. It can be economy in the Ateneo like that, and that's nothing else.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But thank you for your time, Ansu. Allah barakabake. We're gonna draw the curtain here. Ablai, thank you. Nyominko Allah barakabake. Fatabo Nyominko, thank you. This is our Ramadan program for today. We have over on the 34 minutes, 36 minutes for iftar time here. I think it's even much closer in Europe. But Allah barakabake, we'll be having the Ramadan programs around this time until the holy month of Ramadan ends. So we'll be coming here occasionally to talk about issues. And Bankola Kolam Fongakacha, let's not fight over issues. Let's discuss issues and let's allow opinions to flow. And let's also remember that once you are a political entity, you will be discussed. Okay? Just like people discuss UDP. Once you are in the political landscape, there's something about you will be discussed, Lale. And I think you have to get the pedigree to understand that. Yeah, understand it. And let's not Sisla ko I'm hungry. Sisla ara ko ibuka sum. Ara le bole yade ako ibuka sum. Ara ko ikabi India mo me bege tenga ko sisla kana jetende. Ako nya buka sum aka fon le pretend kaga sum. Ara ko ibuka sum. So, but anyway, thank you so much. Let's I thank you to 200 plus people, more than almost 271 people, million GB on TikTok today, million GB on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for watching us. Continue la kola alkara fada most nimbula nyola mzaje ngonde fo bela vela soto la ninga soto banta baja ngana challenge some of these issues la but yalo ni go be invite la platform UDP banta la ka borele. So because ndeni momo ko 2021 election is free, we understand. I can't put my head around that, but we'll continue having a debate. Allah barakabake. Alama Ramadan Karim Ramadan la fengo jitam ala nemo jilam bekam alga continue banko kola. So Ning opposition ping pong it will gonna continue for a long time because people will just like to be on each other's toes. But primarily it will be a missed opportunity for the Gambian opposition to unseat Barrow in 2026. It will be a missed opportunity. Barrow doesn't deserve to be in that position. Okay. Ali Lamoy audio like somebody is attacking me. But audio play. But don't play like that. Camera mari kwenye ko. Ako ngafata. Assalamu alaikum.
Memang laro konto ika bulan talla segu sen ika bulan talla ya jamme tumo ika ba kitore mjay bi ika bulan talla ni bulan talla ni bulan ti de ba meke bi ni ya yebe di amula bi se ba du ban ko ka be di amula wala ya adam baro la dem class le ben ita segu sen li ibe da bulan ibe pesa adam baro fran bulan.
Okay, so these are some of the things Nantol we come under every day. Political mondial. Mbulu mandum mansi mandum nana democratic right lefo nga baro fruta so moy audio lulu ayole kinya ante be play la barali amela ko nga fata te nga fata adama baro bari me fata la adama baro la nyaaji la adama baro is the president of the Gambia. mama jabilom mama jabile attack ay audio lulu kinya na gang attack ah no, so these are things. These are example of things. We go through political every day. Example because I attack like but anyway, thank you so much. Then you see, they don't move me. They don't imagine me can never I laugh because we have a country to in the Bangkok bonding a dream, and thing. So I say that's what they say. But you have 9 minutes. Sisla gaga sunne. Okay, I will ask Arako, you don't fast. Ara jame. So we have 30 more minutes. Abaraka Blay, thank you. Allah baraka bake, thank you. Okay, be program ko fala jane. So sa yalla be sun karol kono so buka musical play. So ni moy Al-Quran audio kinyanan me along is a nice one. Yeah, kinyan is a ni sun karol kono go play. Because nka dol play la bari ka flag up play. You know, for this copyrights fenko ni play da. Is a video post Facebook, you know. Ika for copyrights nga bon internet road. So any nice recorded audio so the it doesn't have copyright. I Kenya na sunkaro kono will play bantabaja. Yeah, moi. Allah baraka bake. Thank you so much. Sisula mundo wala albe play la. When is Arsenal playing tomorrow? Alin Tottenham Spurs. Alin Tottenham will play. I'm told they play on Monday. I'm told Everton. Man United is playing on Monday. Now I told they play la Samale. Wouldn't Samanalma win? Arsenal Samanalma win. You are on the. Oh, I'll play la bile. Don't look for. Oh, don't have a Samalom. Let me look at the fixtures. Okay. Is Arsenal playing today? Okay, let's see. Don't look at they are playing today. Okay, Aston Villa leads 1-1. West Ham. Okay. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to today. It's tomorrow. Arsenal is playing 16:30 tomorrow. Tomorrow. Go and check the area. Arsenal is playing tomorrow, not today. It may go for today. Arsenal will play on Samuel. Okay, I'll have back. You know, Budunima win Sama, then they are in big problem. Arsenal will win Sama. Man City will be overtaken, and that's it. I do not chahanda jam for Man City will overtake. But I'll for the league will overtake. Man City ni woli alda. Wolte sleep la de. Alta si gedro. Iko ketin ketiko banga saya borti. Arsenal la ñu draw babalo. Sama nalma Tottenham, but Tottenham for another team is not good right now. So maybe I'll be all win now. Yes, maybe I'll be all win now. Allah baraka back.